everyone. Welcome into the Chemistry Podcast, episode number
314, baby. Yank.
Okay, because if you're off your game today, this guy has me waiting for several minutes. I've been sitting here waiting, and just so the people know, Cam, because I'm going to treat you like a guest today because you're remote. So I'm looking at you through the monitor like I normally would a guest. So I'll let you know when it's time to like come in, when it's time to chat here. So just hang on one second. So Cam's out of town. He's actually out of the country. And I knew he'd have technology issues and need Maddie to like walk him through all of this. You know, he chirps the guests when they have issues. And now you know what it's like, although this was so predictable. So you made me wait all night long.
I'm sorry about that, homie. I do get stressed out. It's stressful because we were sitting in traffic in Ottawa. We take the train here from Montreal, and then, you know, literally like right at rush hour going out of the city. So we just sat in traffic like no other, man. I'm like, fuck it, it's cutting close. And then I knew I'm going to come up here and have issues as usual. The light, you want me to turn that light on?
Turn the light on. I can't see you.
It doesn't, it doesn't work.
I can't even see you.
Can you hear me, though?
I can hear you, but the people can't see you.
So should I put this light? Hold on.
Give us some light here. I'll tell the people right now. Okay. I'm wearing this Halloween orange bench clears tank today. It's the Anaheim Ducks version, but this is Halloween week. So we love Halloween week. Kate is very lonely right now. Can I say that?
I know she is.
I see her Instagram stories. I want to go over there. She's got the fire going on. She's got the dogs. I want to invite her over.
It's funny how Andy says he wants to go over there when I'm out of town. Like, I'm not even threatened by you. Like, I would let Andy go to my house to take care of Kate and not be threatened by it. So, yeah, go over there and go hang out with her.
Dude, I'm not going there. I'm not saying that in a weird way. She just seems, you know, she's got the dog. She's got a lot going on right now. She's by herself. She's sending Instagram stories of her being in front of the fire.
Yeah.
I can tell she's a little lonely right now. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I haven't been away this long, 9-10 days in a long, long time. I haven't been away from her for 10 days.
How long? 15 years?
No, since 16, I went over to England for like 2 months without her. You know what I mean? So it's been a while. And she, you know, we live way out there. Right. The night before we left, I'm standing out in my back patio, getting my mind right. And I don't know why I did this, but I go, Kate, come here. And she walks outside. The coyotes were screaming so bad. They're in the woods screaming, and they're mutilating something. And she listens to it. She's like, God damn it. Because that's scary. She's got to take the dogs out to go pee, and, you know, at nighttime sometimes. And so you never know when one of those motherfuckers is going to come up and snag Willow or Lulu. And, you know, that would be a devastating moment. Or her. Shit, she's 100 pounds. Those things would fucking tear up all three of them.
You think it would just snag Kate? Like, could a coyote do that?
No. Yeah. I mean, they can. They'll rip you up. Mm-hmm. You know, if you have 6 or 7 of them, Andy, I mean, they'll kill you. Me, probably not. I'll bag them all up. I'll curb stomp them. But you, probably.
I didn't tell you, but I'm having the same issue in my neighborhood with the coyotes.
Those are different coyotes. You got other issues in your neighborhood. You got to worry about your neighbor cutting his goddamn grass. Those coyotes are going to eventually get hit by the car because you're right next to that highway. So
I'm having the same issues in my neighborhood with the coyotes.
No, you're not.
Just running rampant right now through my forest. They're very loud.
No, they're not. You do not have coyotes where you're at, dude.
Praveen, I want to say it was a holiday for his culture. You know, I tell you about the culture that exists inside my neighborhood. There's a lot of different cultures.
It's very, very multicultural.
It is very multicultural. It's I'm sure you're seeing a lot of different cultures right now in Canada. There's a lot of different cultures there too.
Yeah, Andy, there's a lot of different cultures everywhere, you know?
So
maybe not the middle of Missouri.
So there's a holiday going on, I believe. I was asking Praveen because I thought he had his Christmas lights up already, but apparently it's a different holiday.
No, he still has his Christmas lights up from last year. Because he's a Hoosier.
No, he's not.
That's when you know. I don't give a fuck. No. He could go to Harvard. He could be a doctor. He could have all that yada yada bullshit. Mm-hmm. But if you have your Christmas lights up, all year long. You don't cut your grass. Your fucking trash cans are sitting out there for 3 days. That's a Hoosier. I don't give a shit what's in your bank account or what kind of degree you have.
Very successful.
Hoosier. I'd rather have a guy that dropped out of high school, but at least he cuts his grass living next to me.
You've been eating.
That's unacceptable.
You've been eating poutine?
Fuck no. I've been spending a lot of money. Been spending money. So a lot of guys picked up a lot of things. But Montreal, we were in Montreal for 3 days, 4 days. Dude, listen, I chirp Canada here and there. I chirp Justin Trudeau. Fine. It's all good. I chirp him. It is what it is. But I'll tell you this, between Toronto and Montreal and downtown Ottawa, it is clean, man. Mm-hmm. It's a fucking clean city. Like I never felt threatened. I never felt like, should I go down this alleyway? Should I do this? You walk right out of the Ritz-Carlton in Montreal, man. There's fucking people everywhere for one, but not too packed. But there's little pubs and bars and restaurants and it is a really, really cool atmosphere. It was like 55 degrees. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not freezing cold. We got down with it. I partied with Jordan Bennington's family. His dad, who's like 6'9". Cool.
That's my boy, John, man.
Yeah, he's cool as shit.
He's a deadhead, you know. Are you allowed to hang out? You're not nervous around those type of people, are you?
Hippies don't bother me. Why would I be nervous around hippies?
Well, I just want to make sure.
You know, I didn't know he probably gets his mind right. I should have asked him.
Oh, for sure.
But he was drinking. He was having a good time, man. The whole family's there. His sister, I did say that she looked like her brother. She got mad at me. I'm like, not your nose, but your eyes. Your eyes.
You had to clarify that?
It was cool. Sean McKenzie, Bob McKenzie's son, those guys, all that whole group from Rogers was there. Mm-hmm. You probably know all those guys too.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, they're telling me cool stories and stuff like that. Who they like, who they don't like. I don't know if I want to reveal some of them because I put them on the spot, but there's a couple of guys I was like, interesting. Interesting. So anyway, it's been fun, man. A lot of travel, dude. It's just a lot. You know, you get used to it, but I get fucking homesick, dude. Mm-hmm. I do. I'm having a great time. Everybody's cool as shit, dude. The guys, I hung out with Otter, Steve Ott for a long time, Weber for a long time, talking Windsor out there. Give you guys all a shout out. So the three Windsor boys, man. Otter was there. Then I came in as a rookie. Then when I was, a veteran, little Weber was a young rookie at the time. So we're just shooting the shit about all kinds of different stories and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it's been fun. But I get homesick, dude.
You were homesick the first night, you told me.
I don't know what my deal is, Andy. You know why? I don't have kids. You probably want to get the fuck out of the house at times, dude. You'd want to go on. I wish you were here. Me and you would fucking party, dude. We'd have a good time. We get up, we get our work done in the morning. We'll go get what we need in the locker room tomorrow from Brady Kachuk or whatever I need to do. Talk to the guys. And we and you would have a damn good time. Good time. Do good work. But I get fucking homesick, man. It's weird. I feel like a kid. Like I miss my house. A lot of people want to get away because of kids, but I don't have kids. So I do think about that. I don't know, man. It is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do, but I still get homesick. And we're fucking halfway through. So
yeah. You come back Halloween night, you're gonna miss Halloween, dude.
I didn't do well on the Montreal game.
You didn't?
Nah, Montreal's kind of fucked up. When you're standing that high, remember how I kind of afraid of heights? I had to get used to it. So I got to walk over and I look down and I just stare at the ice, Andy, because my stomach's kind of going weird. Like, if you guys know, if you're afraid of heights, you'll understand what I'm going through. But then I get used to it. But they didn't give you a sheet. Canada saves money. So they don't hand out many sheets anymore because they're wasting trees.
You don't have a roster?
They didn't give me. I had to write it down. I couldn't read my fucking handwriting.
Write it down. Just pull it up on your phone.
Yeah, I don't like looking at my phone all the time. I just like looking down and having it right there. They usually give you that one thing, and it shows everybody, boom, 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 on both sides, the lines and all that stuff. It just helps whenever you're trying to recreate the play and tell it. I can look down and just kind of look at names if I don't really know who it was at the time. So it just makes everything easier. And I had to stand the whole time and lean over to see the rest of the ice. So I just didn't have my groove. So it's all good. I'm still learning.
Do you have a catchphrase? Are you like, bingo? Boom goes the dynamite.
No, I don't know yet. I did.
Scratch my back like a razor.
Nah, I'm not there. I got to figure that'll come organically, just like what we do on here, I'll start saying something or whatever, like yoink or whatever the fuck it is. But not yet. Not yet. But no, man, it's cool. You're not really on for that long. Like even after between periods, like you just sit back, throw a chew in, have your coffee and chill, read a couple things. I'll take my notes down. Like I'm starting to get my groove with it, but I love doing it. They're just long. They're long days, man. They're long days.
Are you old school? Are you drinking beer during the games, or you can't do that?
Fuck no.
I know you want one though during the game because you're watching the game and just chilling, right?
Do I want one? Yeah, goddamn right I do. I want one right when I wake up in the morning, but I don't. That's why I've been losing weight, man. I've been losing weight like fucking. I'm probably down 6-7 pounds. I ate a shit ton yesterday, but it's been cool, man. Hang with all the guys. Not the players, but the staff and stuff like that. Yeah, the staff's
great, man.
Claude Julian bought us drinks the other night. He's fucking cool. Should have given him a little shout out. We got a cool staff here, man. They really do. We have a good time. Everybody has a good time.
I can't see you. Can you open your? There you are.
All right, baby. What's up?
Did you watch the Joe Rogan episode?
Yeah. I'm about shit. I watch clips right now, but I haven't really sat. I'm kind of like doing other things. We had a whole day off, so I'm out bar hopping in Montreal, so I didn't have time to really listen.
Yeah.
But it was pretty interesting. Rogan said Trump didn't have a sip of water. He never slowed down.
Didn't go to the bathroom.
Didn't go to the bathroom. Like Trump could have talked to him for fucking 4 more hours. So he's got that guy, dude. Listen, I don't care what you think of him. He's a freak. Like his energy, I don't know. He's probably getting fucking blood transfusions every other day or something like that. It's like some of those rock stars do that live till 90 after smoking darts and doing heroin and all that shit. They still live till they're 90. How? What are you getting? You're getting that spin cycle, baby. You're getting that blood transfusion.
What, the PRP?
What? Yeah, PRP or who knows what they got going.
It's interesting you say that because he is going every night. Like I'll look at some of these interviews that I see with either JD Vance or Kamala. I don't see Walls doing a whole lot of and Walls is not doing a whole lot of interviews right now. But if I see Trump every day, it's something different, and I'm like, is this from 5 months ago, 6 months ago? Am I just saying? No. And it's like every day they're doing something, or they have a rally. Kamala's here, she's there. Trump's here. That is not easy to do.
It's
to be on the campaign trail.
It's crunch time. Don't be like Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton kind of got lazy. She thought she had it wrapped up in 2016. And Trump was just boom, boom, going to all the swing states, blah, blah, blah. You got to work, man. You only got a week left. This is going to be chaos. Okay. This is going to be chaos. And even for the Canadians up here, man, if I turn on TV, dude, it's all American shit too.
Is it?
Like, oh yeah. You got Fox News. You got college football going on all day in Montreal. You know what I mean? It's all in all the channels. So, it's just like this next week, it's going to be chaos. There's going to be both parties, especially the Democrats, if they think Kamala's losing some of these states, they're going to try everything. They try to get Trump on some girl 30 years ago, this, that. Like, okay, I don't think that stuck too well. Like, okay, she comes out now, 2 weeks before the election, and she says that Trump did so. It just
total coincidence.
So it popped in my head. I forgot. So, but anyway, no matter what, though, whoever wins, there's going to be chaos. If Kamala wins, people are going to riot. Now, are they going to be burning buildings down? Probably not. But there's going to be a lot of question marks. And if Trump wins, I will guarantee you they'll be burning down buildings.
Shit's going down.
And the Antifa is going to come out.
Antifa.
And they're going to have all the bricks laid out where they need them. And funny how that works. All of a sudden, there's a stack of bricks here. Where'd that come from? So it's going to be chaos, man. But this is what we have to deal with, dude.
He's calling that the enemy within.
Antifa.
Hey, did you see that comedian at MSG? He pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah, what? Because he chirped. Wait. Because he chirped the garbage. And you ever see all the articles about the garbage in Puerto Rico? Do some research on that. It's fucking out of control.
But there's a heavy Puerto Rican population in New York City.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think he may have made some other racial slurs and stuff like that. It's just jokes that you typically don't see from a comedian in today. So it's hard for some people to digest. If you watch a Tom Brady roast or something like that, where you see people truly be on the edge.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of other examples where comedians get on the edge. I just don't know. I think maybe that caught people off guard. Probably wasn't the audience for something like that, so it's gotten a reaction.
It doesn't bother me at all. I don't give a fuck. You ain't gonna. I don't give a fuck. You chirp Puerto Rico, there's trash everywhere. You chirp St. Louis, I live there. I don't give a fuck. Chirp it. You could chirp any. I like people that chirp anything and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's on the table when you're a comedian. So I just don't want him to do anything stupid. Don't even. No matter what, there's going to be something that's going to pop up where people are going to be like, "Oh, I'm offended," and then they're going to forget about it, and that is what it is. So, I don't know. This is going to be complete chaos, though, man. Complete chaos.
Did you have a chance to catch up with Chief? Did you say hello? Did
Yes.
you pull him aside? Anything like that?
Yeah, I talked to him for a little while. I didn't pull him. With just people around him.
Mm-hmm.
Chief does more interviews. He's Trump.
He is Trump. There.
Andy.
It's like, Trump, he's like, they're like, Chief, here's what you have on your agenda today. You have 15,000 different interviews.
He's so funny, man. Like, he's just, I think he's in a good spot, dude. Like, he's like, I got what I need. And I'm just trying to deal with these guys and make these guys, he's getting fucking paid. Yeah. He's getting paid. His coaching staff is cool as fuck. He's got all the guys he likes. You know what I mean? Like,
which is important to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he is that guy, and a lot of other coaches are that way too. I'm sure most of them are. It's not just about having guys on board who you can trust, but it's having guys on board that you can go have a beer with after the game, that you can hang out with, that you want to hang out with, and you want to see them every single day. That's important to Chief, man. He likes that camaraderie. He likes to hang out and watch games after games. So he wants to have guys around him like he had here in St. Louis, for a long time, that he could go hang with.
Not every coach is like that. But Chief's the one that's like, no, we're going. Let's watch this game and have beer and shoot the shit, just like players. Like, we got a bond too. Yeah. So he had a lot of people he needed to see when we went up there. There's like his people that he knows that we know from St. Louis flew up to hang out with him. Like he was doing interviews on ESPN 101 all day. Yes, he did an interview, dude. And he says yes to everybody. It's unbelievable. I know. Then he's got people waiting for him in every sector in Toronto, like every little, in the underbelly where the locker rooms are, like he's got people waiting for him over here, then another group over here, then this guy's over there, and he's just going boom, 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 boom. Then he does the presser, then he waits after, then he does this.
He's got a lot of pressure on him, though, man. They're like, the team's not winning. The power play is absolutely terrible.
I know.
I mean, terrible. And his power play here was terrible last year too. They were 31st in the league when he got fired. They are 3 for 30, I believe, as we sit right now. Now, they play again tonight, so who knows? I can't even watch the game because Cam's late. So
I'm sorry.
I can't watch Stamkos in Tampa Bay tonight. He's got one goal in like 8 or 9 games. We're going to get into that. But
I'm sorry. And
he may score a hat trick tonight for all I know. But, baby, I'm just wondering, are other teams paying attention to this? Like,
of course they are.
You can't buy your way in all the time. Sometimes you just got to make smart moves versus the popular moves.
Well, that's on Savard too, to get them going as well. But like he said,
the power play, 100%. No, so I got off track. I was talking about Stamkos and those guys, those guys going to Nashville. But yeah, 3 for 30, bottom of the barrel. And I'm not gonna chirp Chiefs power play because I want to say St. Louis's power play was pretty good a couple of years ago, so it wasn't always bad, but it was terrible last year at the time of his firing. They're really bad now, and they've got all these players, man. I mean, it's just like look at how many points Matthews and these guys get on the power play going back to last season. So, listen, it's a long year. We're still very, very early, but the way they break it down in Toronto, you would think they were 40, 50 games into the season. You know what I mean? So got to give it some time.
Yeah, he sat Matthews the other night. He was playing Reaver. Reaver actually looked pretty good.
Wait, which game? The St. Louis game?
The St. Louis game,
He went in hard into the boards. I don't know if he's okay after that or not. That was Perunovic that tripped him up.
Yeah, Perunovic is I don't think he's playing tomorrow. I think that Kessel's coming back in. Perunovic, yeah, man, he's got these opportunities right now, man. I don't know if his window's closing or not.
Well, let me ask you this, though, because I kind of said it to a few people also. Like, I just wonder if you're going to put him in there and, like, showcase him,
Yeah.
And Cam, I don't know if they're looking to trade him. I don't know what their thought process is with him. You're carrying 8 defensemen right now, so that's one more than you typically carry. Although they've got 7 who are healthy right now because Nick Leddy, who could come back on the
He's on the trip.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah.
When he's available, but they kept 8 out of training camp with a healthy Leddy. And usually you're fearful you're going to lose him on waivers or whatever the thought process is. But when he gets in there, you just wonder, with the power play struggling, do you throw him a bone and see if he could ignite the number 1 unit, see what he can do on the number 1 unit? That's why he's in the lineup. That second unit doesn't get on the ice a whole lot, just like most second units around the league, right? The first unit's going to eat up most of the clock. When they do get the puck, they're deep in their own end. So by the time they get it in the offensive end and set up, there's not much time left. You just wonder, like, should they just throw him a bone? And it's not like Falk's tearing it up right now with the number 1 unit. I like Falk on the number 1 unit, but they're not having a ton of success right now. You just wonder, maybe, like, throw him a bone. Like, when he was in the lineup. If he's not playing, then I get it. But if he's in there, let's see if he can maybe jumpstart that top unit. Because he's in there for one reason. It's offense, right? And it's the power play. So you want to see if he can have an impact on the power play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know the few shifts he was on the power play, like, it was okay. Like, he's great at walking the line.
Sure.
Needs to get shots through. He should. If you're on the power play, you have to have a shot a game at least. And I don't think he recorded a shot a game. So, like, he's struggling getting the puck through, and that's like the worst. Like the other night against the Canadians, I think he tried to throw it through, got blocked. They went down on 2-on-1 and scored. Mm-hmm. And then at the end, he goes, I know it's just Scott Nichol. Like, it is what it is. Like, most people don't even know who he is. But he took a penalty. The Blues tied it back up with Montreal. Mm-hmm. And now they're rolling. The place went quiet. And all you guys know, man, if you play hockey, your kids play hockey. And all of a sudden, your team has all this momentum, and somebody takes a fucking penalty. Mm-hmm. And it just deflates everything.
And that wasn't a good penalty either. Stick got high, unnecessary. Yeah.
Stick got high, dude. You got to control your stick. So,
I was a little surprised, Cam, that they gave the team the day off after the Toronto win. Only because Sunday, I think, was a CBA day off. Having back-to-back days off between games, Montreal and Ottawa. You win a big game in Toronto. I just wonder if you'd like to see them practice the next day. I mean, and just kind of carry in that momentum. You talk to coaches around the league, they always say, hey, this is the time of year when you push in October or November. You kind of take your foot off the gas a little bit later in the season, but you push early in the year. They lost to Winnipeg here at home. They go on the road. They win a big game in Toronto, then the day off the next day with the Montreal game 2 days away. And I'm not second guessing. I said it at the time. I was just a little bit surprised, but it is what it is. Coaches make decisions.
Yeah, I think in Toronto we had to go to a different practice facility, so we couldn't skate right there. So it was a little farther away. Yeah. So it's kind of a pain in the ass for everybody. Mm-hmm. So they just said, "Fuck it." You had a fucking great game. Like, fuck it. Let's get to Montreal. Let's do our thing. And for us, we're like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, hell yeah. And I'm telling you, though, man.
But then they come out and they don't start on time against Ottawa.
They don't. They don't.
Montreal,
it was sloppy. Right? Yeah. It was Montreal. It was sloppy. Neutral zone. Their passes weren't crisp. Mm-hmm. Like, okay. And maybe Jordan Binnington could have had some of those goals back. Maybe some of those blocker shots. Mm-hmm. Forgot exactly which one, but we were kind of talking about that. But there's a lot of stuff going on in the NHL, man. Colorado's coming back. They're figuring it out. Nashville's still not great. San Jose hasn't won a fucking game yet. God.
I think they won one, haven't they?
Did they? The NHL app ain't update.
Let me see. I thought they had won a game.
The NHL app.
No, they're 0-7. You're right.
I told you.
I said the same thing the other day, and I looked it up, and I thought they had won one. Yeah, no, they are by far the worst team in the league. I know there were some other contenders coming into the season, like San Jose, Chicago, Anaheim, some of these other teams that, Columbus. They are the worst team in the league. And that's no surprise, and it's not even a chirp. They've got some good young players coming. Celebrini hasn't been healthy, but still.
How many games do you think they're going to win? What's the over-under?
17.
Oh, my God.
Is the over-under.
Oh, God. Oh, it is legitimately the
over-under? No, this is what I'm throwing out there. I would say 17. They may win 20.
That's a long year.
They would have to win 20 of the next 72. I don't know if they can do that.
That, guys, I'm just telling all y'all out there, man, when you lose that much and you're an older guy, when you're young, you still want to win. Of course, don't get me wrong. You're in the NHL. Things maybe your mind's a little bit different. But if you're an older guy on that team and you're losing every fucking game, it wears on you. Now, they're lucky the press up there don't really give a fuck. They got other things going on in San Jose, but still, that's just a long year, man. Long year. I'll talk Seattle Kraken. I saw he had Jaden Schwartz. The Kraken were in town, and I was like, who else did I see? Oh, Dave Lowry. It's cool. So,
good.
Big Davey boy.
You tell him we loved having him on?
Yeah. Oh, I talked to Alexiak. He is gigantic. I went in their locker room.
Sister's a swimmer, you know.
Yes, I know. Yeah, she's a stud too. Dude, he is so big and cut up, Andy.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a swimmer almost.
No. Like, not like Binner. Jacked, dude.
Though. Thick.
Jacked. Thick. Looks like fucking Terminator.
Okay.
Badass.
He'll hit you. He'll fight too, man.
I know. I go get on the pod, baby. He's like, I will. So I talked to Schwartzy. Saw a bunch of those guys. They got, dude, the Seattle Kraken travel, man. Oh, I saw Ronnie Francis. I go, God. Too, man. He goes, yeah, this is where I go, how long are you guys out? He goes, out 10 days. I go, how many of those do you have? He's like, we have a lot.
I bet.
We have a lot.
I bet.
But there's no back-to-back games on this trip. Like, some of the scheduling is kind of goofy. Like, usually when you're on, you want one back-to-back to kind of shorten the fucking trip up a little bit, but instead we have like 2 days extra. It's 2 off days in the middle of the trip. So all good, man. You know.
Did you bring me anything back or anything? Have you got me?
I'm not back yet.
I mean, dude, if you come back from that long and everything you put me through by leaving, you better bring me back something.
I know. I will. What do you want? Something from the hotel here? My fucking light doesn't even work.
Your robe from the hotel? I don't want that. The slippers?
I'll say another thing. The common theme of the worst place set up in all the NHL is certainly Ottawa.
Yeah.
It's certainly Ottawa.
Now they've got a new building coming though, right?
Well, it ain't here yet. Andy. And this is still, like, we're at Brook Street. I remember staying here. You know what the worst was? Like, playing the playoffs here too, you know, like just nothing. I mean, it's not that you want to party, but there's just not much going on. You know, like, even the visit, like, you're just out in the middle of nowhere. It takes a long time. We got stuck in traffic. Shit, it took an hour from the train station to get here. So they got some work to do. Not to mention, Ottawa as a city is beautiful. Like, you don't want people out here.
Oh, it's the capital, right? It's beautiful.
Get people, find a way. Find a way. It's clean. It's cool. It seems it has that European vibe to it, like Quebec does. Find a goddamn way to get back in here and build a nice arena in downtown so people can enjoy your beautiful city.
Yeah.
You know?
I want to say that's certainly the only Canadian city in the NHL, but it may be the only city in the NHL that I have not been to is Ottawa.
I haven't been down there either because we always stayed up here. I've been here a fucking million times.
Like, you're a ways away from the hotel, right? Or from the rink, right?
Yes, and you're still kind of away from the rink too. It's just goofy.
It's kind of like how the old Arizona setup was, although Arizona had some stuff around there, but like it was so far removed from the rest of the city. You know?
Yeah, but they started really building that area up. Meaning they had restaurants and there's girls cruising around.
But people aren't living out there though. Like, I'm just saying, for like the Arizona Coyote fan who lives in Phoenix, to get down there for a Tuesday, Thursday night game, I mean, it wasn't ideal.
I get you on that. No, it was not. It hurt them too. You know what I mean? It did. It truly did. But I don't know, man. Halloween night in Philadelphia. What are the kids for Halloween, dude? What are they going to be?
Ty's going to be Josh Allen. Didn't you see the photo? I thought you saw Laurie's photo.
That was cool. Yeah, I saw that.
Nowadays, Halloween, dude, I'll never understand it because, like, it used to be like you just dress up on Halloween. Now it's like they dress up before Halloween. Like, they've got things before Halloween. So, it takes the excitement away of Halloween night. Dude, he's got a bucket. They had a trunk or treat, which I never even heard of till I had kids. Okay, like when did this become a thing? They've got like buckets of candy already. It's making me sick. It's giving me anxiety. Too much candy is in the house right now, Cam.
Yeah,
And now they're gonna have. Oh, I've been hiding it. So
give
now
it to
they're.
me.
I'll give it to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now they are having Halloween on Thursday when they get a shit ton more candy, dude. Like it's just too much candy.
Well, yeah. I mean, what do you do? That's one time a year. He gets to eat candy. Let the boy eat. Let the boy eat.
You know what, though? They'll eat the candy for a couple of days and they forget about it, man.
I need to come over to your house and look through your fridge. I'm just curious. I just want to make sure that he has options. No, I'm serious.
What kind of options?
Like options. Seriously. Not like just, I know how you are and how picky you are. Mm-hmm. He might not be picky. I'm curious what your fridge and your pantry look like. That's the first thing I'm going to do when I come over.
I eat vicariously through him, though. He's like eating steaks and burgers and
yeah, and you eat those, meaning like you watch him eat. You watch him.
I'll have a steak though in the summertime.
Yeah, Halloween should be on a Saturday at the end of the month. Like it is what it is. Oh, all the dipshits were out, dude. Like young girls walking around and the skimpiest of all skip. They look like they were literally 13 years old.
Where was this? In Montreal?
Montreal, dude. It's 18 a drink.
Mm-hmm.
You have children wasted. I never felt threatened though. Like I'm not. No one's like gonna rob you.
No.
But they're all dipshits. But I mean, I'm like, whoa! Like it just shows like if we were down in an American city, the crowd would look a lot older. Mm-hmm. This crowd, Andy, looked like Chloe and her friends, dressing skimpy.
Well, there's a big university there too, I think, right?
Well, it's just when you bar hop at 18, that means 15-year-old girls are getting to the ar. Think about that.
Yeah.
When you're 21, you can.
Why are you hanging out of those bars where the 15-year-olds are?
No, I'm not. But they're everywhere.
Yeah,
they're everywhere.
I was saying when I was in Vancouver in the summertime, like even the homeless people. It's different than here in the States. They don't like harass you. They don't even talk to you. They don't even like bother you. And I mean, you may be having a different experience, but just in terms of never feeling threatened, I think that's the Canadian way, baby.
It's just, I never felt threatened. I never felt like, whoa, I just didn't. It's a good feeling. Mm-hmm. But I did see, the homeless. I don't know why I'm like this, but a lady was laying down sleeping on the side of the road a corner in Toronto. We're walking back from pregame skate. And she had two little doggies laying there, cuddled up. And I almost fucking cried. I don't know why. When you put the homeless aspect, sometimes animals make me cry more than humans for some reason, unless it's like a child or something. Mm-hmm. I just saw her. It kind of made me sad. And then I saw these little doggies right next to her. They look like Lulu and Willow. And I'm just like, it almost made me tear up a little bit, man. Like, I don't know. Just fucking hit you.
Those dogs are providing comfort for the homeless people.
I know.
And they serve a purpose. They're okay. Don't be worried about the dogs. I mean, Cam sees like an old lady living, where's the camera? Living by herself. She's on the street.
Yeah.
No concern for her. He's concerned about the dog. And Willow and the dog, they look very hungry right now, just so you know. I saw them the other day.
Shit. Well, are you saying that we don't feed them?
They look very...
I guess you're chirping Kate.
I'm
she's
just saying,
the one doing it. I'll tell her.
They are hungry. They are hungry right now.
You know who's hungry right now, Andy? I am.
And Kate is lonely. Why don't you order some room service?
I didn't have time. Why would I order... I got in here as fast as I fucking could. I sprinted up here. I tried to get the goddamn Wi-Fi down. It won't fucking work. I'm calling all Chrissy Pinkman, all the guys that work with the Blues that are all the tech stuff.
Yeah.
I asked them for so much advice and help, and my phone didn't work, and they fixed that. They are lifesavers. I love all you guys.
Clown.
Love them.
Rodeo clown.
I'm a rodeo clown. Hey, help me with this. Like seriously, I'm an old man or something.
Hey, speaking of Wi-Fi, did you talk to Wi-Fi?
No, I didn't see him. He didn't skate. They didn't skate before us.
What about Marty St. Louis? He's cool as shit too.
Didn't see him either. I would like to. Mm-hmm. We had him on. I wanted to talk to that Arbor Jack guy though. He had a good game. Fuck, I'll give you a little shout out, Arbor. I was really watching him.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Lalline, we got to get him on. He's so cool. I talked to him about Arbor.
Yeah.
He goes, I go, why? He's not playing much. I think Marty kind
of lit into him a couple of days ago.
He did. And he wasn't making the right plays. He did this. Dude, he played really well against the Blues. I was isolating that big old boy. He was making good plays. He was spinning off of guys. His skating looked smooth. He laid a couple of guys out. Just getting it from him. He's 6'4", 240. Like, dude, he's big. Yeah. And he looked like he looked smooth. Arbor Jack guy, man.
Yeah. But
make good plays.
Point is, for a guy like him, and everyone focuses on the fighting and all that, but that's not what's going to keep him in the lineup, man. No. He's got to be able to move the puck and play good defense.
Clear the front of the net.
Yeah.
That first pass, breakout pass as a defenseman, that has to be clean. But also, you got to play physical, and he did. He stepped up on a couple guys, man. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if the replay showed it or maybe it didn't show on TV, but god damn, like, okay. And he skated the puck well.
What'd you think of Rempe getting sent down?
He's back.
Yeah, he's back. Now, he played 2 games down there, so.
Don't know, Andy.
A wake-up call, maybe.
Maybe he had to get some ice time. How many games did he play so far this year up there?
He played 2 games down there, and he's played 2 games in the NHL this season.
That sucks, dude. They're just burying him. Get out of there. Where can he go?
But let me ask you this, because Peter Laviolette, friend of the podcast, great interview with Peter when he came on. Is he in a tough spot because he is so popular? But that's a damn good team, dude. It's tough to crack that lineup and play the way they play. You know what I mean? I know he brings something to the table, and we all love Rempe, and he entertains and brings something to the table in terms of some excitement in the NHL. But it's probably a tough spot for Peter Laviolette too, man. He's got a lot of good players there.
Yeah. No, yeah, I know. So that's why it's just not a good fit right now. Like, they're not gonna use them, and they probably don't even need them. They got Trouba hitting guys. No one's really probably gonna bully them around. They're too good. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But yeah, he got knocked out in the minors. Did you see it?
No, got knocked out.
All y'all check that mug out. He was down there. He fought this kid
within the last couple of days.
Yes, he fought this cat down in the minors.
Are you sure he has 0 penalty minutes?
Dude, somebody just showed me that.
I think that's an old clip when he got knocked out, I think.
I had 2 people send me that.
I mean, listen, I could be wrong. I did not see that, but I'm looking at it right now. And unless Hockey DB is wrong, dude, they never are. It's never failed me before. Then 0 penalty minutes, -3 in 2 games.
Okay, well, then never mind. Shit, I thought that just happened, and I'm like, whoa. Like, you get sent down, and the first fight, you get caught with one. Not bad. They're trading, and the kid switched up and caught him. But that could be an old fight. Could be an old fight. Man, I'm rooting for him.
I don't know.
He's called back up.
Well, let's go, Rempe. Do your thing. He's got 0 penalty minutes in the NHL this season in 2 games, too. He's probably confused, man. They're probably telling him, you don't need to fight every game. You don't need to do this. He's just trying to figure out what he's supposed to do. I'm sure he's got so many people in his ear talking to him, man.
Just find a way, man. If the fight's there, then take it. But you gotta find a way to play and make something happen. Not only with the puck, but with hits. Don't get scored. Like, are you getting the puck out of the zone every time the puck comes up? When the D throw the puck up and you got to be there, bat it down. You got a guy pinching on you. Are you making those plays to the center with a little sauce pass so they don't lose stride? Like, that kind of stuff.
It's tough to talk about Nashville right now because they're playing as we speak because Cam was late today. I'm missing the game. But it's okay. If the roles were reversed right now, you'd be having an absolute.
No, because I know you're working. If you're on the road with them, do you got to do, man.
Yeah, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do.
You live 2 miles away from the studio. 2 miles.
I think longer than that.
40. I live 40. You made me go out there a couple times for no reason. So
that's true. In the snow, remember?
In the sleet snow.
Maddie's laughing. You're in the snow, dude. You
oh God.
In the sleet, in the ice, frozen roads.
It was sleeting in Missouri so bad in St. Louis. And
icy roads.
I had to get I had to meet Andy because I'm going on the road for the first time with the Blues. That night, I drove all the way in. I was leaving at 1 o'clock from Lambert Airport. I drove 40 miles in hell. All of a sudden, Matty can't get out of this fucking driveway because his car doors won't even open.
He fell.
He fell or whatever. And then Andy can't get there. I just drove literally 40 miles. So then I got to turn around. I don't know what to do. I drove all the way back home, chill for 30 minutes, then drive all the way back out in hell to the Lambert Airport and get on the plane and fly to Pittsburgh.
Stamkos, he's got 1 goal in 8 games. Like, let me just tell you something. And I know everyone gets excited, and people were so hardcore on Tampa. Now, he may score a hat trick tonight and end up with 50 goals this season. I don't know what's going to happen. He's got 1 goal in 8 games. But, I said it at the time, Cam, and here on the podcast, that Tampa, they know what they're doing, dude. If they felt like this was going to be, if they felt like Stamkos still had it in him for the X number of years left, they probably would have found a way to keep him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know if they just walk away. I don't think it was as cutthroat as people made it out to be. Like, we don't care about what you did for us the last 1,000+ games. Doesn't matter. We're just saying. And I know it can be a hardcore business, but the teams that are able to make difficult decisions like that typically end up winning out in the end. It's the teams that make emotional decisions, that can't let go, and want to give long-term contracts to aging players that can no longer perform up to the contract, and you're just basically paying them because they've been, incredible players and legendary players for your franchise. Those are the teams that kind of get themselves in trouble. So, as hard of a decision as it was, and as bad as it made Tampa Bay, you can't sit there right now and say that Tampa, who's in second place in the Atlantic, made a bad decision by not re-signing Steven Stamkos.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with that. Now, I don't know how I'm not watching them on a nightly basis. I'm curious to see how he's moving around, but he's been through hell. The guy's been as far as injuries, God, man, he's played a lot of playoff games. His body's just wearing out, and they did probably see something. They're probably we love you. You're going to have statue. You are the man. You're going to draft her. I mean, everything. But we know a little something that maybe no one else does. Just maybe it could be a billion different things, Andy. Could be multiple things all added up. That guy has been through hell and back with injuries, and they probably did know something. And Nashville's probably I want our power play to be unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know the whole dynamic of the negotiation if he was willing to sign a 4-year deal to stay in Tampa either. But I think Tampa also said, hey, we can go get Jake Gensel, who's younger.
He is younger.
You know what I mean? And just
winner. He's a winner.
I mean, you look at Jonathan Marchessault, he's no longer there. Vegas didn't want to go the term that he ended up signing in Nashville, right? And he was obviously upset about that when he came on with us. But look at the way Vegas is playing right now. I mean, you look at the leaderboard in the NHL, and you see Mark Stone. Petrangelo's got 11 assists or something like that.
I know.
Jack Eichel putting up points.
Yeah.
Eichel's going to be, but I'm talking about Vegas. Eichel's going to be in position, I think, to negotiate a contract extension this summer. After this season, Cam, he's coming off the end of a 10-year or 8-year, $10 million a year contract, $80 million. And now he's going to be able to sign for another 8 years. I just think probably 28. He was drafted. Oh. You know what I'm saying? He was drafted in 2015. He's the same age as Connor McDavid. They went 1-2.
Oh, he's going to sign another monster ticket. Shit, he might make $200 million.
I'll never forget being at the draft in Miami, poolside, and I saw McDavid and his contingency hanging out on one side of the pool, and Eichel and all his buddies on the other side of the pool, man. And, they were, a lot of hype surrounding both guys. It wasn't just McDavid. Eichel was, he would have been the number 1 overall pick in any other year if he wasn't going head-to-head against McDavid. Yeah, so he went 2nd overall, 2015. And he's healthy now, man. I love watching Jack Eichel play, man. He's cool, too. Vegas is growing on me. Sometimes you can be critical, but they've made some good signings, man. That trade for Barbashev was unbelievable. They give him an extension. He's making like $5 million a year or something. I mean, it's a hell of a deal.
That's a tough one, I think, for Blues fans too.
Yeah.
The Barbashev.
Very tough. I wish I would have asked Army about that when he came on with us.
You're right. We did we?
No.
That's interesting.
Because that is a tough one. He's like right in the wheelhouse of the age you're looking for.
I know.
And I don't know if the Blues ever saw him as being a guy who could be elevated to play with. I mean, he's playing on their top line right now. I know they've had some injuries and whatnot, but
no, he's been there for a while, dude. He's been playing on that top line.
Yeah,
and I don't know. Did you? I always look at Barbie like you could put him anywhere. I never thought.
Well, yeah, they would move him up and down, but he scored 26 goals in St. Louis too. Like he showed signs of being a plus offensive player, not just a two-way player that is dependable, but you knew the offense was there. It took him a little while for it to come, but when the Blues won the Stanley Cup and he was on the fourth line, this guy scored 14 goals that year as a fourth line player.
Yeah, I know.
He's kind of unheard of,
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Who did we get? Who did they get that first round pick?
They got Zach Dean.
Zach Dean, yeah, he's hurt again, I think.
So
we were talking about the other day.
And he's still finding his way, obviously, in the American League. So we'll see how that plays out with Stamkos. I'm not going to jump to any conclusions, but you just look at it from like a local perspective here. The Blues moved on from guys like Tarasenko. They moved on from Ryan O'Reilly. You moved on from Alex Pietrangelo. Army said he probably regrets that one. So you're not going to win all of them. But let me just say this, though. Instead of going out and signing these superstars that are aging, that you're banking on maintaining that level of play that they've showed throughout the course of their entire career, like I just think there's something to be said for these guys who sign for under $1 million, who know how to play, who give you exactly what you need. And like Ryan Suter's one of those guys, he kind of falls into that category. Max Pacioretty's another guy from, Toronto. And I know they needed to see him in training camp because of his injuries and all that type of stuff. You need to see if he could still play. But, there's zero risk involved, Cam, when you're paying these guys $750,000. And they just know how to play the game, man. They don't put themselves in bad situations. They just know how to play. I see plenty of 25, 26-year-olds making $3 million a year who don't know how to play. These guys were 38, 39. When I first started covering the league, all the elite players were playing well into their late 30s. And some from 40 and beyond were still playing and playing at a really high level. Ryan Suter, I know this is probably his last year. He's got a family dynamic and all that type of stuff. But if this guy wanted to play beyond this year, by the looks of it right now, he's playing 25 minutes a night all of a sudden.
He is. No, he's out there
without
the
even
time.
like sweating, Cam.
Yeah, he's with Cole Parayko. They're actually playing really well together.
Really well together.
He is. Yeah, he's one of those guys, man, that just is so smooth. He doesn't put himself in weird situations. I don't see him get hit that much.
No.
He's very elusive.
But he gets away. He gets away with a lot of stuff too. He's getting some penalties, but he'll cross-check guys, he'll slash guys, and the referees are like, he's played 1,500 games. They'll just let that stuff go with him.
1,500 games, my gosh! Oh yeah. That was a great pickup. I mean, he's playing solid minutes.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the risk when you're paying Ryan Suter $750,000 when you're paying Max Pacioretty less than $1 million?
Just see what they could do,
Those are the guys I'd be looking for on a 1-year deal versus trying to go out and hope that a player can maintain a level of play that you have to commit legit money to.
God, yeah. It's like his skating is like kind of effortless, Doesn't seem like he's ever hunched over.
Never out of position.
He's never like on the bench like.
No. They keep themselves in great shape, Cam.
Yeah. I never, it was good too from France. Texier, dude.
He's only good. 25 too. He's got,
a good player.
When they made that trade, and I heard from a couple other people who I know work for some other teams, they were like, "Damn it, man, we had our eye on him. Like he's
he's good.
He's an untapped.
He's kind of like Barbie. He plays like Barbie a little bit.
Untapped secret. He's got a heavy stick, Cam. Like he wins battles. He's a good skater too, and great playmaking ability. Has a little bit of scoring touch. I'll be curious to see what his numbers look like at the end of the year if he can stay healthy and play with good players throughout. So,
he makes plays. He really does. Like I notice him a lot.
He does make plays.
Another kid from the Blues. I know we're talking Blues heavy.
You're talking a lot of Blues today.
Dude, well, I'm on the trip with them.
You normally give me shit. You're always like, yeah, you're talking too much Blues. That's what you always say to me. Now the role has been flipped.
Like I know they're on this floor too. They don't know why I'm on the floor with them, but like that's why. Like I'm in front of these guys. I'm just really watching them, like through a microscope, talking to these guys. The Blues have a lot of fast young players that are fun. Like even that Dylan Holloway's good, man.
Oh yeah.
Like he makes plays. He gets in there. He's fast. Young.
Can I
kid.
say this? I said it on Twitter, and some people tried to come at me, but like Edmonton, I just can't believe that you would draft a defenseman 8th overall. Like Philip Broberg's the type of defenseman where you don't get them unless you draft them. You know what I'm saying? You just don't get your hands on these guys when they're 23 years of age. He was like a big-time prospect, obviously, because he was drafted 8th overall, came in with a lot of hype, and he was considered one of the top 2 probably defensemen coming into his draft year. And the Blues get this guy for a second-round pick or something. I mean, I know you had to pay him some money, but like, what's money in the big scheme of things if you have cap space? They all spend to the cap. So they had to pay him, but he's playing over 20 minutes. He's putting up points. So the production, which we talked about even prior to the season, the production will equal, and his role on the team is going to equal what you're paying him anyway. Okay, 4.5 what? But he's getting points all the time, and he's playing 20-plus minutes. Who cares?
2 years. Yeah, 2-year deal.
2-year deal. And you're going to have to pay him out of the 2-year deal, but like, what's his upside? Like, how good is this guy going to be at 27, 28? You know what I mean?
He did have an off night in Montreal.
He did. I think and his first one, probably.
It was. That's what I was just going to say. It's probably his first one. Mm-hmm. But they all kind of did. So sometimes that just
And
flows.
I'm not making any – I'm not saying he's a Norris Trophy winner down the road. But he'd be a top 3 defenseman for pretty much any defensive core in the entire league right now.
Speaking of defensive core.
And he always will be.
Did you see Gudas?
His head.
Oh, wait.
I love Gudas.
Man.
That's why I'm wearing this today.
That was about as solid as you can get. God almighty. But if you slow it down, you look where the puck's at, people try to break that down. That happens so fast. The dude had the puck, but once you see it in slow motion, the puck's kind of he didn't have it at the time, but it just happens so fast. Those are the scary ones, man. It was like an accordion. Like you that sets you back when you get hit like that. Trouba did it the other night as well.
Oh, yeah. And he fought, too. He backed it up, too.
Yep. He did it the other night. You guys got to get your fuck. Who passed him that? Was it Carrick? Who passed him that puck? Talk about a god-awful pass. Sometimes you got to let those go. Mm-hmm. Like, screw you. Don't put that up my ass. Actually, that's your fault. This kid's going to be concussed. That's going to probably age you like you can't believe. And as a defenseman, man, you really got to watch that, especially when you know those two are on the ice.
Yeah.
The other kid, who was it? Who was it? And the Canadians that Trouba hit. Who was that?
I have to go back and look. It's been
I forgot.
A few days.
They have small forwards. They have such small forwards. Like the kid had all this time to have his head up and see the play and know who it is. There's no one like pushing him. The puck didn't bounce or bobble. And he let Trouba's like, I'm going to get this kid. He's going to fall. He's going to stare at his pass. And exactly what happened. All you kids out there, you watch some of these hits, whether you agree with them or not, whether you agree with the fines and the suspensions, they're happening. Guys like that are always going to do that. And I'm telling you, you'll fucking get so messed up. Your head will be so messed up if you get rocked like that. Get your head up. Get your damn head up. There's still killers back there that want to, own your soul.
Yeah. Gudas is one of those guys that, and that was a great hit by Trouba too, man. He just lined him up. The timing was there. I mean,
I know.
I felt like the kid had plenty of time to be able to protect himself or spin off it a little bit.
Are you watching it right now?
Yeah,
I know. Like, there's nobody around him. Usually those kind of hits, you're getting tied up by somebody back checking on you. You get distracted by something. This kid just wasn't aware.
But it was a great hit. Totally legal hit.
Great hit, man. I mean, just a monster hit.
Gudas is one of those guys that And I know we're going from Trouba to Gudas, but Gudas is one of those guys. I just would like to see him on a more competitive team. I don't need to see him buried on a bad team. Like, I don't know what the point is. And I know he signed and he got a great contract, and he was in Florida before that. Huge part of the Florida team.
Yeah.
I just want to see him on a competitive team. You know what I mean? Like, that's a guy I want to see.
It's not going to happen.
That's a guy I want to see deep in the playoffs.
I know, and you did with Florida.
And Ryan Suter, by the way, he's a guy that is, he is, who knows? The Blues may end up moving him at the trade deadline, depending on where they're at. He's a guy that maybe will go and help a team at the trade deadline, you know?
Yeah.
Hopefully the Blues, for the sake of the fans here in St. Louis, they're in the playoffs and they hang on to him and he's a part of the team come playoff time. But
no, that's a good point. You're right. Like, what's he thinking? He's probably like, I'm proving myself. Like, look at you look at the box scores. Like, he's playing a lot, dude. I mean, a lot. I see him out there all the time. Like, he's out there one third or basically half the game. But I bet you teams are seeing that. Every team that plays against him, like, this kid's still playing well, and he looks smooth. He looks, he just looks young. He looks young for one.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm a team wanting to go the distance, he would be such a great add-on if he could.
Great add. He's just such a great depth piece who's played forever. Still looking for his first Stanley Cup, you know. And I've gotten to know him a little bit too, Cam. Like, be great to see a guy like him, you know, get one more crack at it. But again, we'll see what happens here in St. Louis. You never know.
I haven't really talked to him yet, but I'm going to go out of my way.
He's not always around, man. You'll go into the room and he's gone already. You know what I'm saying? You gotta find him.
He's around. Like, there's so much time. Like, but I need to go sit down. I said hi to him and stuff like that. But I just want to chat with him, man. He's an interesting guy. You know, any guy that played 20 years in the league. I mean, geez Louise.
He may think you've been chirping him. I don't know. He may think that.
Why?
I don't know, because other guys have come on here and chirped him. He may confuse that with you.
And you. What, you weren't there? You weren't sitting right
I've already
next to
clarified it with him.
You know what I mean?
He knows it wasn't me.
No. Well, who was? It was. Listen,
I'm just saying it wasn't me. That's what I told him. It just wasn't me.
He would do that. It wasn't me. Right. It's only one other guy on the podcast. It was Maddie. But no, man. Listen, I can see guys, because everybody knows like if somebody's saying something about you, somebody's gonna tell, and they're gonna be, hey, they're on that Cam and Strick podcast, and they're talking, and maybe they thought we were chirping them, but it was actually the other guy, and I don't know. I could see where they could be like,
I put my Marnie jersey up today. What'd you think of him the other night, Mitchie? Because he's about to get paid too. I think that's going to get done in Toronto. I just wonder, like, where is this going? At some point, I'm watching Florida, Cam, and Barkov's coming back and returning. I think he missed 8 games. He's playing tonight. Yeah. And his contract that he has, like, it allows everyone else who comes there to play underneath his contract. You know what I'm saying? So if it's Matthew Tkachuk, if it's Reinhart, whoever else, they don't, like, kill the franchise. They don't kill the team. They don't eat up all the money. So you can consistently remain good when you're building around those type of players because the money's available. They're not making too much money. And I look at, like, teams like Toronto and some of these other teams, because Marner's going to get somewhere between Nylander, who's at 11 plus, and Matthews, who's at, 13.25, right? I think Matthews at 13.25. So he's going to be somewhere around 12.5 somewhere. So they're going to have the 3 of those guys making a lot of money. If they get Tavares done, he comes back, maybe he's at 7.5, so he comes down. But still, I mean, the cap's going up. Everyone makes it, but it goes up slowly. It's not like it's making some crazy jump. You know, it's going to be going up slowly.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying with some of these teams, man, I look at, like, Elias Pettersson, for example. Like, did you really have to pay him what you're paying him? Like, he didn't come through in the playoffs. You just wonder where he's at, like, internally. Like, I understand giving the money to Quinn Hughes. I understand giving the money to JT Miller, our guy. And Pettersson's a great player, don't get me wrong. But something's off with a player like him. And now you're stuck. Like, you better hope that he produces at the highest level consistently. Otherwise, it's a bad deal, and you're stuck with it.
Where's he at right now? I know they're playing well.
Let's get to it.
Let's just tell the people, like, where is he at? Let's see it. because I think they're like 6-2 right now. I can't look at my phone and look shit up because my phone, I'm using it for here because my computer didn't work. God, I was stressed out. This always stresses me out when we do these on the road. And I know if I don't sound great, I'd rather be in the studio. It is what it is. I'm on this long trip with the Blues. And so sometimes this is going to happen. So, but it's all good because we'll have,
Elias Pettersson has 1 goal and 3 assists in 7 games.
Dang D-dog.
He is the...
how much did he make it? Tell the people.
Well, I want to say 10.5 or 11. Well, let's go check that out.
Check that mug out. Yeah, I'm relaxed now, man. I'm chilling.
People don't mind when we look it up. Listen, I remember a lot of things, but something like this, when it comes to contracts, I just want to make sure that I am accurate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So 8-year deal, $92,800,000. So 92.8. 11.6, Cam.
Wow.
11.6.
Can we look? You have so what did he do? I know he's put some points up. I know he's had some big time years. But go back to the last 3 years. I just want to.
Well, he's put up some big numbers, but how about let's go back to the playoffs last year?
Okay.
Where in 13 games he had 1 goal.
Oh, unacceptable.
And
it's unacceptable.
And now a few years back he had 7 goals in 17 games. That was back during the 1920 season. So it's been a while. They missed the playoffs for 3 years after that. But
yeah, but that was that COVID. I remember they all dominated. Yeah, that was a COVID.
Was that bubble?
I think that's bubble, baby. Yeah, it is bubble.
Bubble hockey, baby. So he's got hockey. 1 goal now. He had 34 goals last season. But even for him, like he should be 40 plus at 11.5 or 11.6, whatever the hell he's making. Like, I'm sorry, 34 goals isn't enough. That's a good number, but like he's making 11 plus. He should be over 40 goals. That's just the way I look at it. He's never had a 40-goal season. He scored 39 the year before that, but he had 102 points. You'll take that. Still had 89 points last year. That's an elite player. He's an elite player.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be too critical. It's such a long year. Guys like him can put up 25 points in 10 games. You know what I mean? Like he can just get so hot. But they when you're paying a player that much money, you can't afford to have them just come in and out and be that quiet and just go to sleep.
No, you should never not notice him on the ice. If you're making that, you are. Well, he's in the elite level.
The elite of the elite.
The biggest.
Could you imagine? Like I don't see
scoring 60.
I don't see McDavid going to sleep like that. I don't see McKinnon going to sleep like that. I don't see Matthews for the most part going to sleep like that. Got out to a slow start, Matthews, whatever.
Even like the game we watched, it's so funny. I just like that team's interesting. I mean, the Leafs are just everything about that whole scene is interesting to me. Although it's very quiet there. So I threw a fucking jersey on the ice at the end. It was pretty funny.
Oh, geez.
But you look back at some of the highlights. Like he had a bad game, and I think he sat. But he's still like Benner made a toe save where he just walked fucking. I think it was Broberg. Somebody he walked him and just trying to sneak it over, and Binnington made a hell of a save on that. Like he missed the net, high slot. Those 2 goals. Now he's got a 2-goal game. They're in the mix. So
yeah,
I still noticed him.
But my point is, in all of this, is do you need to go out and sign Steven Stamkos for $8 million a year and Marsh or so and whatever? It's just like, do you need Elias Pettersson? Like, is it too much to say, hey, we're going to offer you 9.5, and if you don't want it, like, what are they afraid of? These teams are all scared that they're going to leave, and I'd rather him walk than overpay him and not get your money's worth and be stuck for 8 years at a guy you're paying $11+ million to, and you're not being rewarded for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a great player. I'm not sure Pettersson, man.
He's not in that elite class where I would be like, no, McKinnon, the elite. But he's getting paid like it. Like he's up there, man. He's
up there.
That's a monster contract. And yeah, he's skilled, but he's not like watch McKinnon, dude. And his face is pissed. He's mad at things like healthy, like disciplined. JT Miller, even like guys like that. He's not in that elite class. But I look at JT, like that kind of attitude.
They drive the team.
Drive it like, it's so they're noticeable no matter what. Every single night, you're like, this guy sticks out. Even if he's in a bad game, he sticks out like a sore thumb. That's not him.
JT Miller's one of my favorite players to watch in the league.
Dude, who's that? I was talking about him the other day. I mean, he's supposed to be the coolest cat.
Good, man. Dude, we had him on.
I know, but like even hanging with and stuff like that and doing stuff and keeping people accountable, but still being cool.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you're really hardcore like that, it's tough to be cool guy too. To balance that's difficult. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of guys are fucking hardcore and they're 24/7 tough guy and this and that, but he finds a way to balance that. I heard nothing but good things about him from a lot of other players.
And he's a hell of a player. He's fun to watch too, man. He can impact the game in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
So that's all I'm kind of saying about that. I just look at the way Bill Zito has built that roster. You get Matthew Tkachuk at 9.5 because you've got a goaltender making 10, but Barkov, like these teams don't have a Barkov, and he's making 10. So when your best player's making 10, like everyone else is kind of slots in accordingly.
Can I get Patty Maroon a shout out? Although it's not that big of a deal, but I just thought it was kind of cool because we like Connor Bedard so much.
What do you do?
He was stuck out there for like a minute and a half, Patty. And he finally got the puck on the boards. And he's like really good at this kind of stuff. Like for some reason on the boards, like he has a good hockey sense.
Kind of like your radio show. Stretch pass to
Bedard. The Connor Bedard. And Bedard went down and ripped it. Then Bedard stares at Patty, gives him like a little point like Patrick Kane did.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a cool sequence, man. I'd love to be Patty's in such a cool spot to play with that kid and have plays like that. I don't know. I thought it was just cool. Put a smile on my face, Patty. Love you. Phil, Pat's brother, posted it to the boys. I'm like, oh yeah, I love it. Pretty cool stuff.
I got some messages today. It said Cam and Strick podcast, 40% politics, 25% WNBA, 15% cover 2 defense, which the Bears don't have. I'd cut the hell out of that defensive back. You see him celebrating to the crowd, and then they scored on the Hail Mary.
That's right, Andy. Wow.
Washington Redskins. They scored the last second.
The Washington football team.
The Guardians. What are they called? Commanders. Now, I will say, like, commanders are pretty badass in life. If you're a commander, like, you're in charge, baby. You're doing your thing. So I like that. But the Redskins, we don't need to get back into that. Good Lord. 15% cover 2, 5% tie hockey recap, 5% Andy vacation, 5% gun handling, 5% hockey.
Who sent that to you?
Another
That's
one.
Pretty funny.
50% politics, 25% WNBA, 15% cover 2, 5% gun handling, 5% hockey.
Yeah. Hey, we're all over the place. If there's a lot of hockey stuff, we're going to talk about it.
I responded to the guy. I tell people all the time, it's not just a hockey podcast. It just so happens to have the biggest names in hockey who come on.
Yeah, we shoot the shit, man. Shoot shit.
We got Scotty Nichol coming on this time. He was a badass little guy too, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I liked him a lot. I got along with him in the short stint that we played together and stuff like that. And we skated together afterwards.
I don't remember you playing with him. I thought you were gone by then.
Was I not?
I thought you were in your second stint.
I thought I played with him for a little bit. I thought he got traded like halfway through the season. I played half a year with him. If not, then we skated together all the time. Because I remember
you did during the lockout.
Oh,
during the 12-13 lockout. I mean, I got to go to the tape once again here. I mean,
shit.
11-12, you weren't here.
Okay, never mind. We didn't play together.
And 12-13, you weren't here.
We skated all the time then.
Well, yeah, during the offseason, during the lockout in 12-13, because I used to go out to the rink and see what's going down with the CBA. And I had nothing else going on at the time, right? I mean,
nothing good, I'll tell you that.
Nothing. So I'd come out. You guys were all skating, and he was on the Blues at that time. So a lot of the Blues were back here and whatnot. That's when Tarasenko was coming into the organization.
I was skating with him to train with him. That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
And I had that charity event I put on. They all came out too. Mm-hmm. That whole year sucked, dude. That lockout year ruined a lot of guys, man. That one the other 04, big
04,
time,
05 too, man.
Big time, but this one did too. Like that was half the year. Like I remember skating with Jamie Rivers at Chesterfield when it was going under. Chesterfield Ice Rink in St. Louis. We're trying to stay in shape every day. We have no idea as players what the fuck's going on. You hear this, you hear that, and I remember it was Chesterfield was like going broke. and they left the goddamn Zamboni thing open. It's freezing cold, skating out there, working on things, doing this. Like, you only do so much until you start really playing. So that killed me, dude. I got sent down. I remember that was the first time I got sent down in a while, and I was pretty depressed.
Do you believe in haunted houses?
That's a good question, Andy. That's a good question.
Because it's Halloween week, dude. You don't even know.
Hold on. Are you being? Hold on.
You're on the road. You don't even know this guy does it. Usually, you're locked in with Halloween in the past.
Dude, that's not on my mind right now. It's just not.
It normally is.
There's so much other stuff going on that I don't even think about it. But I usually love Halloween. You're right. But do I believe in haunted houses, Andy? I'm being dead serious on that. I don't know. I believe there might be just some sort, like, there's a lot of stories that a lot of important people can vouch for, including scientists and doctors, about evil in houses, including one in St. Louis, where the boy, not the girl, got possessed. The little boy, just like The Exorcist in the 70s, but this happened in St. Louis. All y'all know, in St. Louis, you probably know the house. It's right there in like South City. And this boy at a young age got possessed. They had to fly over priests and doctors from fucking Europe and stuff like this. This boy would be speaking literally fluent Spanish or not Spanish, but like different languages, Latin. Yes, and sit up and start speaking. They said that it was crawling and all kinds of weird stuff, like stuff that you really, really can't explain. Like, how does this young kid speak fucking Latin to you in a deep voice? And you're all looking at like, how is that happening? Like, what is that, Andy? Was it the house?
So you're telling me he's getting possessed, like he doesn't know how to speak Latin, then all of a sudden can just speak it fluently?
It's like little Ty in there, sitting up and speak in a deep voice like mine, like this.
Oh my God.
Latin to you, like, perfect Latin, pointing to you. You'd be like, what is it? You can't explain that. Look this up. It's really, really, it's creepy. Well, they got The Exorcist. That's not a true story, but this is a true story that this kid was just possessed. What does that mean? Is it the house? I don't know. Do I think that there's some sort of spirits? Maybe. Am I worried about that? No. I think there's more I would say there's more, a better percentage of aliens than ghosts, your so-called ghosts. But I do believe in evil. I think there's evil and people can get possessed. Like, that's happened before. Like, that is really weird. I don't know how. I don't understand it. Does it worry me? No. But if you read about it, it has happened. There's a lot of weird stuff that's happened.
I used to see a house that the garage, a person would appear on the garage cam. Like a mirror.
Oh, Jesus.
Like if you walk
I'm
up
talking
to
about
it,
real stuff, dude.
And it would like something would jump out of the garage and like you'd have to run because you would be getting chased and stuff like that. It was very like, there was a couple of situations like that were.
I'll say, hey, speaking of scary, I lived in one of the scariest places out in the woods, and it freaked me out. We had an if you guys know, look up Black Madonna Shrine, way out in Pacific, Missouri. It's in the middle of the woods. It's creepy from the 1800s. This shrine. It's right in the middle of the woods. Then there's an infirmary. It's the creepiest looking thing you've ever seen. If you guys go out there, if you're nowhere FF, the F, and you just before you hit Latrone, you make a right. It's Bald Rock, Sandy Creek, and it goes back to the infirmary. And living out in the woods like that as kids was so goddamn scary. The alarm would go off in the infirmary because there's mental patients up there.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy, baby. Crazy shit.
I went through a lot of stuff like that, too.
I don't know if I told the story, but one time we lived out there, and my mom had this little Scotty Basil. You know how much we love our doggies. We had a Gordon Setter and a Scotty.
Well,
and
they're
hungry.
Best friends. They're hungry right now.
No. You know. They lived a life. We had right in the woods. They just went around ticks the size of your fucking head. My mom loved that little Scotty named Basil. We named it after Basil McRae. My mom loved it. This is early 90s, mid 90s. These two dogs disappear one time. We've had them for years. They disappear. Gone. They just found a scent and they just went with it. Because we let them roam around, We're a bunch of Hoosiers out there. Your dogs are roaming the fucking shit. So they're gone. And my mom is so out of her mind. and they're gone for 2 weeks. Couldn't find them. My dad drove literally out of my subdivision, way into House Springs, across the river, across the big river. And 2 weeks later, he's just looking around, and he looks, if you guys know House Springs, Missouri, which hasn't changed in 30 years, there's like a little pizza place and a McDonald's. They were sitting right there. And my dad goes, oh my God, literally 20 miles away, found it 2 weeks, brought him home. My mom started crying again to get baby dogs back.
Basil.
I know. I'm just saying, if you guys have dogs, sometimes you have situations like that where you lose them. I see signs all the time out by me, and it's like, damn, I got to keep an eye.
I lost my dog one time on game day. David Backus put out a Amber Alert for dogs, and they were able to find her under a bridge, dude. It was a very serious situation. She was senile in her old age. Hey, before we get to Scotty Nichol, which, by the way, like certain people just go work for teams, you know, like he falls in that category. Like there's a reason why he's working for a team. He's going to be a GM one day, and hopefully he has a long career in hockey ops. And great teammate, left it on the ice every game, played hard for his size, man. Go YouTube this guy and watch some of his fights. I got to give a shout out though before we get to Scotty Nichol, to Tage Thompson, dude, because I know he didn't have a great year last year. People were kind of like writing him off, almost like he was a 1 or 2 year flash and was never going to be able to get back to the level that he showed a couple years ago when he scored 47. And he should have scored 50 that year, dealt with some injuries, kind of got, slowed down towards the latter half of the season. This guy is now scoring goals like he did a couple years ago, all different ways, Cam. He's got that release back. He looks healthy. He looks strong. That's a great sign for the Buffalo Sabres, man. Love watching Tage Thompson play. He's one of my favorite players in the league to play because he's got a unique way of style to him. He's big, the way he stick handles, he's skilled. He can really shoot the puck, man. So hopefully he finds his way onto to Team USA for that Four Nations. With Kyle Connor and some of these guys who are scoring. Connor's got points in every game. These are two quiet, silent assassins. Even though everyone knows who they are and respects what they do and their game and their production and everything. But Tage Thompson, man, I hope this guy continues. I'd love to see him flirt with 50 this year,
Yeah, he's like breaking records and his shot. It's like 105, I thought.
Damn.
Shot miles an hour.
Really when I saw him in prospect camp after his freshman year, or no, before, whatever, after the Blues drafted him, whenever his first prospect camp, he may have gone to UConn for a year, then came to prospect camp. I had never seen a kid at that age in prospect camp of all the I'd never seen anybody shoot a puck like that ever.
Yeah, he's tall, man. Yeah, he just bends that stick down, that whippy stick. Yeah, he was shooting 104 miles an hour, in a game, not just coming up and bombing it. Like he's like opening it up, like going 100 miles an hour.
But he dangles guys, dangle guys too. He's got unbelievable hands.
He's special.
Guy.
Like he's the kind of guy, even if you suck in Buffalo, hopefully, I know they started off bad. Now they're kind of maybe winning some games. I think they're maybe 500 or whatever, but
they're regrouping.
You go to that game, even if it's starting to shit on you with all the snow, you want to go watch Tage Thompson play. Your kids are going to probably want to watch him play. Yeah. Like I bet you, I don't know what their attendance looks like this year. Yeah. But if I'm a family, I'm buying just to watch him.
To watch Tage. He's a great kid too.
Yeah.
So big shout out to Tage
His
Thompson.
dad's cool.
He kicked your eye. I think he beat you up one time or something.
Oh man, he tried to jump me. He was tough, man. He was cool. I respect the hell out of him.
He's a big boy. Big boy.
Yeah.
He's coaching. Where's he coaching? Anaheim, maybe? He's an assistant coach.
He's somewhere.
Yeah.
He's somewhere.
Brent Thompson. All right, let's get to Scotty Nichol, man. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick, man. Use that link. Use it today. The beef sticks, man. I bring them to the games now, Cam, and then all the boys, they get them after the games. I put them on a table like it's the NHL.
These bad boys on the road.
Yeah.
Hydration.
What else?
I got the
you bring your gut health. Your gut health.
The vitamins too, and I brought some collagen.
Okay, good, man.
Just on this trip.
Hey, listen, that's the easy part about First Form is that even when you're traveling, dude, you can stay on point.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this: it saves you a lot of money. Because you're at all these dude. You could spend so much money just on room service. Like if you're just a little bit hungry, and you don't have one of these little guys.
And you're not staying in cheap hotels, dude. It's very expensive.
Staying in cheap hotels, and I'm not making NHL money. Mm-hmm. So like those guys don't give a fuck. You're gonna be like, whoa, You know, you got to be like, whoa. So whenever you can't just order all the time. So you get these bad boys, bring them on the road.
All right, firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Use our link. All right, bench clears, baby. You see me wearing the Halloween orange right here. These orange uniforms that Anaheim's been wearing, man, that's growing on me.
Yeah,
they've got these blankets now. You know, I had the fire going the other day. The blanket is beautiful. I've got the Abbotsford. I think it kind of has like it's the Vancouver Canucks American League team, I believe. It kind of has, it's like a lumberjack. It's like blue and green. Is that Vancouver?
Yeah, I like some of those logos in the minors.
Yeah,
and people are like, what is that, you know?
So you can get these blankets, dude. They've got a great Halloween sale. They've got the Black Friday coming up as well. So hook it up, man. And the thing is, Cam, even when it's a little chilly outside, when it's brisk, I just put it over a hoodie, dude, and it's comfortable. I can still represent your team. So you want to represent your team and wear one of these tanks, even during the winter, you're like, yeah, I got to wait till the summer when I'm on the boat or whatever. No, hey, you put it over a hoodie. It's all good.
It's way more comfortable than wearing a jersey.
Way more comfortable.
If you want to support your team, like, and you have to put a jersey over your hoodie, like it's just a lot more uncomfortable.
It's not hot.
You can simplify.
It's not hot. It's lightweight.
Yeah. Comfy, baby.
Benchclears.com. Use our promo code Cam and Strick and do it today. Illinois Recovery Center, Cam.
Hey, man. Right there in Swansea, Illinois. I got a lot of people ask me about the painkiller thing. I just got rocked by that, and I talk about that pretty openly. So I do get a lot of messages about that a lot. That was my thing that just got me bad. But anything. I mean, it could be a lot of other stuff, alcohol to meth to whatever. They're right there in Swansea, Illinois. Chrissy Pondoff, Eric Conley, they'll take care of you. They'll have a bed waiting for you. Message me, message them. They'll take care of the insurance and all that kind of stuff. So they're the real deal. Those are my boys. We've been out there plenty of times, talked to patients and stuff like that. If you want to get help, they will help you. Illinois Recovery Center, Swansea, Illinois.
You can message me too. You can message me also.
What would they ask you? Like you'd be like, hey.
You know what they'd ask me?
No. So he brought it up. Now I got to say something. Because all y'all out there know, if you know, if you've been through shit and you're struggling and you're going through withdrawals or you're trying to crawl out of hell and you talk to people that have no idea what you're going through, it's really, really difficult. That's why you need to talk to people. I'm telling you, and you'd be like, what's going on? I'm like, you'd be like this, oh God, hell. You're like, hey, just suck it up there.
You know what they can ask me? Hey, can you pass along Chrissy's phone number? Can you pass along Eric Conley's phone number? That's what they can ask.
Okay, that's all.
Can you get me in contact with Chrissy?
That's it. You're right, Andy. My bad. But I am just saying, though.
I'm just saying.
It's hard, but I don't blame them. If you don't know, you don't know. So you can't rely on people like that. So it's a difficult situation.
Hat launch, baby. I'm wearing a hat launch hat right now. They put our video out.
Yeah, I got mine. I smashed one of mine. I'm gonna have to get another. I'm gonna have to get a couple of those.
Smashed it doing what?
Yeah, I put it in my bag, but I fixed it.
Okay. Dude, they got the best hats. I get more compliments when I see people. And this is what happens, man. If you own a business or whatever you're doing, could be a bowling team, baseball team, hockey team, whatever it is, man. Get yourself some team apparel, get some swag, and let them represent what you represent, man. Every hat tells a story, including this one right here, Cam. This is when I drove Cam. I got this hat. I drove Cam all the way out to Swansea, Illinois. In my car. He almost got motion sickness driving.
No. Andy's one of those drivers. That's another, I got pet peeves, man. I'm getting old, man. I'm 40. I feel good, but I have my mind. I feel like I'm an older person when it comes to certain things. And one of my pet peeves is being in a vehicle with somebody that's sporadic. Like they don't pay attention to the road. They can't help themselves. They have their phone. I got stuff going on, and what's this and that, and it drives me nuts. It scares me. And Andy's that kind of driver, and he drives fast too. So you add all that together, not knowing where we're going. We had to have a Google map, a lot going on, and he just adds on all this stuff. More than anything.
Hey, you ever have that friend back in the day who was driving and he's got a CD book and he's going through all the different. I'm like, dude, just put it down. And he's trying to find the CD, going through page after page.
Hey, and honestly, man, I living out where I was dangerous roads. I've seen guys and know people that died, kids in car accidents growing up.
Me too.
Guys I went to school with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I remember driving so fast. Sometimes guys, you're drinking in high school, flying out to all these parties way out there. I remember seeing guys do so many dangerous things. It's scary. That's why, like, when kids get older, Andy, like that is
dude, I know.
Who's driving them around? Who?
I know.
Let me look at you. Mm-hmm. I would be, and I know I don't have kids, and I hate being this way, but that's the scariest thing going.
Yeah, no doubt.
So anyway,
hat launch, baby. Call Danny Boy, Jordan, man. Don't go talk to them. They'll hook you up.
Yeah.
A lot of people have, man. We get the messages from people that have. All right, Shilly Plastering. Turn your backyard into an absolute oasis. You know, I see these backyards. I see these swimming pools. I say, well, this guy's got it made. Cam, he's got it made. Hey, he's got the pool. It's a beautiful pool.
Beautiful. Probably the best pool ever. Oh.
I like how Joe Rogan put it, though, man. He said he's an entertainer. He's like part entertainer.
He's an entertainer.
He's like a comedian. We've said that for how long?
I know. Look, he's got problems. Like, don't get me wrong, but I like his policies.
I said, who did your pool? They said, Shilly Plastering. I said, I knew that. Of course they did. Of course they
are
did.
the best.
But, they are good. They are good people. That's a good man. That's a good man. They are good.
You're not Shane.
That Ryan Shilly, he is a good man. He's tough. He's a tough. He is tough. That Ryan Shilly. But he can turn your backyard. He can do magical things to your backyard.
You're getting political. Andy, that's
not political.
Don't blame me. Andy starts it all.
That's an impersonation. That's not political at all.
I'm
talking about Shilly Plastering. Get that Pebble Tech technology, man. 5-year warranty. Ryan Shilly. Everybody over there, man. We love Shilly Plastering. Say hi to Ryan and his dad, will you?
Hey, what's up, Ryan? What's going on, buddy? I'll tell you what, though. I would love to have a pool. Like, I would. And if you do, that's your investment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's your investment. You got to take care of it. Shit goes wrong with them, you know.
I know. Hey, Blue Note Roofing, man. Blue Note Roofing. I had David Novak here in studio last Friday on Hockey Sense, man. Love David. Awesome. Doing incredible work, dude. Incredible work. Gutter, soffit, fascia. Gutters, roofing, windows. He does it all, dude. He will go anywhere. I asked him, I said, how far will you go? He goes, they call me, I'll go there. No matter where you are. He will find a way to come find you. So give him a call today, 314-920-5713. Huge fan.
Big hockey fan.
He hasn't missed a game in like 20 years or something crazy.
He works hard. Works really hard, man, and then goes all the way to the game, supports the team.
He said being a season ticket holder, it's like having a full-time job. Because you work all day and you go down to the games and like that's a lot, man.
Well, you're not working though. You're having a good time.
I know, but you got to like work accordingly to make sure you can leave work on time to get down there and whatever.
Oh God, dude, yeah. And people are slow, and you're waiting on different things, and yeah.
So on game days, he probably starts earlier than he normally would.
Man, he's probably grinded it too.
He's
back in the day. He's grinded it. That's a hard worker right there.
Hell yeah.
On hot and nasty roofs.
They get roofers who like fall off of roofs and off of ladders. Like he's up on the roof now helping out because one of his guys got hurt.
Yeah, and sometimes you got to do it right too. Try to train these guys. They're lazy. They come and they go.
314-920-5713. Look for that big yellow truck with the blue notes on it. You can't miss it. Proper Cannabis, baby. Get your mind right. Proper Cannabis. Use that promo code CAMandStrick20. It's going to save you 20%. It's going to save you 20%, but it's going to make you smile. It's going to make you happy, Cam.
Yeah, if you want to sleep. But I also say be careful because you get your mind right and you got that Halloween candy around. You will put yourself in a jam and you'll wake up like,
I know.
And there's wrappers everywhere like, and you feel bad like, I ate so much candy. So just be careful with that.
You can get through Halloween candy very, very quickly, man.
Oh, man.
Very dangerous.
You just go. Be careful with that.
Proper Cannabis, baby. Get the honeybee edibles. Get the night. You're having trouble sleeping, man. It's a great way. That nighttime, man, is a great way to just relax and get yourself a good night's sleep.
Absolutely.
CAMandStrick20. Save you 20%. Sparks Hockey. Seth is...
What's he doing Halloween?
Weird things on Halloween. Would you avoid his house on Halloween?
Well, I would avoid him. He might be on the prowl tonight somewhere, looking around. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on Halloween.
What's he looking?
I guess that's his time. We don't know. We don't know. Somebody chirped me though. Like I kept saying pneumonia, but it's ammonia.
You didn't know that. I know. I can't believe I didn't pick up on that. I should have picked up on that.
No, you didn't pick up on that. So they should chirp you too.
I actually did pick up on it. I just didn't say anything at the time.
I think people knew what I was about to say. If you have that smell in your basement with your kid, that's very, very bizarre. Anyway,
Seth's got pneumonia in his house, he says. Hey, but Seth's working at that hockey shop too, man. So avoid Seth. Don't go to Seth and get your skates sharpened and ruin the tournament. Probably ruin your season too, because you have no edge. Completely messes up your skates. You say, "Hey, I want 5/8." He's doing he's not listening to what you're saying. So he'll do like 1/2 inch or whatever. He has no concern for how you perform. So get yourself a Sparks and take care of it on your own, man. It's so easy. It's the best investment you can ever make as a hockey parent. If you have a kid who's playing hockey, I don't know why you wouldn't have one, Cam. You just set it up, and 5 minutes your skates are sharpened, and you didn't have to leave your house.
I mean, that's a stressful situation to try to get your skates sharpened.
Oh,
so you have it. You know what I mean? You can't rely on. You can't rely on a lot of things when you're traveling with your kid. Can't. And then he's going to toe pick and fall into the boards and hurt himself. So.
And hurt his shoulder.
I mean, it is what it is. So
and
figure it out.
All comes back to Seth. SparksHockey.com. Use our promo codes Cam and Strick. It's going to save you more money than Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So that's a pretty good deal right there. Cam, at Bellman, you get no.
Swinging dicks. A lot of swinging dicks out last night, though.
Mm-hmm.
No, 2 nights ago, Saturday night. It was Halloween night.
Oh, geez.
Swinging dicks everywhere. Actually, it was actually like probably more girls out than anything.
Okay.
But the guys were, they're just a young crowd, man.
Mm-hmm.
Young crowd.
Are they fighting and stuff like that? Or?
Yeah. There's just a lot going on. So we just found like a little pub, but it was there. But then again, I'm not like somebody's going to rob me.
Yeah, no, I got you. I know. No, it's Canada, baby. It's safe. It's friendly.
It is very friendly. We love all y'all Canadians.
We love all y'all Canadians. I don't know how they have so many angry hockey players though. Like the players get angry on the ice. Like the Canadians.
Well, when you are one, it draws that out of you, dude. Mm-hmm. You're playing competitive, Andy, against each other. And if I came up, what about whenever I ran you over in the alumni skate?
And what happened?
You got angry.
Yes,
no, you wanted to fight me. That's what happens.
I did.
You want to fight Chaser. Yep. You didn't want to fight Bobby Plecker, though.
No. I smiled about that.
I like that. You did not.
No.
Well, you were really young then.
I was.
If you would have done that at the other skate, no, you probably would.
I wouldn't have done that to Bobby. Chaser and
That's a different story. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Because Bobby's an entertainer. He's doing it to entertain. And it was a charity event with a packed house. There's probably 10,000 people there.
Andy, he hit you so clean that he knew he wasn't going to hurt you, but he's going to embarrass you.
But you and Chaser
no. I'm talking.
Tried to hurt me.
No. Chaser tried to hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
Chaser tried to hurt Andy in an alumni skate before they had the outdoor game. Everybody was skating because they had the alumni game too, which had 50,000 people watching, and we're all skating, getting trained. I told the story, but he hit you so hard, dude. Like that was dirty. Mine was just like, hey, you're kind of fragile. Like you bump you, you're just like,
I know.
Like your whole, you're not stable. No. You don't have any power in your legs. So if I just barely touch you, you kind of crumble. Yeah. So I just got to remember that next time. And I have been good. You don't skate anymore, but if you did, I would know. Not
I do. I just
you.
don't have time to go to the alumni skates because I'm on the ice with my kid. Whatever, I'll reverse you though, probably.
I'm not even going to try to.
Buick GMC on one side of the street, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the other side. Cam's looking at that Jeep soft top, 2 doors, small wheels, pink.
No, man.
Flames on the side, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Chloe might want that eventually, but I will say that's fine. A lot of girls like those Jeeps too. I want what I want.
Mm-hmm.
What?
The Wagoneer.
Oh, baby.
Or
baby.
The dual exhaust. The dual exhaust.
Yeah, I like. Yep. Mm-hmm. I had those Denali's with the black rims, the black on black. Cool.
Go to Buick. Go to Bellman, man. No swinging dicks, but you get plenty of sushi and flavored water. You get lots of different things there. So, Scotty Nichol, baby.
Yeah, baby.
He was kind of like a little ball of hate, like not quite, but he would give it to you, especially off that face-off, man. Didn't matter how big you were, he was ready to go. And he joins us now on the Cam and Strick podcast. Enjoy. The Cam and Strick podcast is brought to you by First Form, baby. Use our link and do it today. www.firstform.com/camandstrick.
Get jacked now. They are the real deal.
Get that protein, check out the apparel, eat those bars, and drink those energy drinks. Firstform.com/camandstrick.
Yeah.
Now on to the interview. We want you to be happy today, but you know what? It's a long season. It's a long season.
It is.
A lot of new players. They'll come together. They'll get it together, you know? So
yeah, I agree. It's a little unnerving though, just because it's at the beginning of the year. Like I've gone through this on Cam's. I'm sure you're the same. Like usually you go through it at the middle of the year, whatever. Right. But like I think when I was in San Jose, we went through. I think we had 2 10-game losing streaks, and we went to the Western Conference Final both those years. So, but you have enough cushion that you can kind of absorb a little bit of that. But starting out without a win to start the year is something new for me, for sure.
Get it out of the way too, you know.
Scotty,
figure it out at the early
year,
stages.
Nashville's in town, and I was talking to Andrew Brunette and then Barry Trotz after the game, and he and Ryan O'Reilly before the game. Actually, I had to go get something. I gave something to O'Reilly. I forgot what it was, and he's like, "Yeah, they canceled our Vegas trip. You know, because you guys were losing every game." And then what happened? You beat St. Louis, and I don't think you guys. I think you guys won like I don't know how many in a row.
That was a big game
that.
for St. Louis too.
Yeah, it was like 18 or something like that. We went.
Yeah. So you know, hopefully, listen. You don't want to do that or make a habit out of doing that. But you know, I'm not writing you guys off by any means. Although you know, if you guys can make the playoffs, that's something that really hasn't been done. I don't think anybody's ever started 0-5 and made the playoffs.
No, I saw that stat.
Yeah.
But hey, it's every year is a new year, so we'll see. I think we got I like our team. Maybe I'm too close to it, but I really like our team. We got great goaltending, Norris Trophy winner on defense. We got some the guys we added up front. We got some size. We got some bite. So, just gotta. Sometimes it feels like you're never going to win a game, and then sometimes it feels like you're never going to lose a game. So. Just got to get going. We got a good test tomorrow against Boston, so it doesn't get any easier.
Well, hopefully Marchand kind of turns the puck over and half-asses it back, and then Monty's got to yell at him again.
At him.
It's already happening.
Yeah, he'll be fired up tomorrow. That's for sure.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we just hit record and we just go.
We just go
and just have conversation. But
you look good, man. You look young, dude. You do. You look the same.
Yeah.
You know. Shit. You work out? Like, what are you doing? Facial stuff?
Lots of moisturizer, I guess. Who knows?
Is that the secret? Moisturizer. Tell Cam he could use a little.
Well, I'm beat up a little bit.
Hey, so go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say maybe it's all the Southwest flights. Something in the air keeps you young.
Yeah, it does. Southwest flights.
Hey, so are you enjoying life right now, man? You're around the game. You're in the mix. You're with the NHL team. You're running the American League team. Like, describe your day to day for us, Scotty.
I love it. It's been quite the journey, the path, even just from my playing days to in management. My day to day stuff is I'm in charge of Milwaukee, so I call our coach in the morning. Practice, if it's a game day, lineups, and what we're thinking. We have a really good relationship. We've been together for now 7 years, my 7th year as general manager in Milwaukee. Call my development guys, see how all our prospects are. They send me video, watch video on the prospects. And then if we have a game here, if I'm in town in Nashville, I'm at the game. I just thought, I did player development for 4 years. I just thought, if I wanted to be part of it, it's really hard to do it from long distance. Like I lived in Rochester, New York. And then when Paul Fenton went to Minnesota, David asked me if I wanted to be GM in Milwaukee and also director of player development. So I was like, yeah, my kids are just starting high school. So it's a perfect segue for me to move to Nashville and be, in the office, hands-on. Like there's so much. It's so much more than just being a GM. Like there's so much that goes on day-to-day stuff. And it's for my growth and my learning just to, go across the hall and see David or Brian Poyle. And so it's been good. It's busy. The days are something new every day between injuries, call ups, and then roster. And so that's what I love about it. There's no dull moment in these days.
Yeah, you were traveling a lot though before this gig. I mean, that's gonna take a toll on you too, grinding it all over the place.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's what we do, right?
Yeah.
It's My kids are a little bit older now. My oldest is at Air Force Academy. My middle one's playing junior hockey in North American League, and my daughter's a senior in high school. And then my wife's works at a little boutique florist shop. So it is a lot. Like, I think once I retired, I wanted that player development role was fantastic because it was enough to keep your toe in the water, and it was enough to be at home and coach the boys and go through the youth hockey program and fly and see some of our prospects. So I love it. It's been exciting, and hockey's been fantastic to me. And I said when I took the job as player development, I was like, David, hockey's been good to me. It's not going to break my family up. Can I live in Rochester, New York, and do it out of there? He's like, absolutely. So it's been really good.
Yeah. And he's a reasonable, level-headed guy too, right? Who probably respects the family aspect of it. Hey, I'm curious, man, like the player development, like exactly, what is that when you're dealing with player development? Obviously, you're staying on top of all your prospects. Some may be in the American League, some may be playing juniors, some may be over in Europe. So it's a lot to handle. Are you getting on the ice with these guys? And if so, like, do you miss that part of it of being on the ice and working with these guys?
Well, I had no idea what player development was. When I was playing in St. Louis, it was my last year, and David called me at the end of the year. I think he talked to Dougie, asked for permission to speak with me, and he's like, "Are you ever going to retire?" And I'm like, and this is like 2 days after we lost. I think we were playing maybe LA. We lost in the playoffs, and I had two surgeries. I had a core surgery, and then I had my face done, my nose done, and I'm like, two surgeries in 2 days. And David calls me. He's like, "Hey, are you ever going to retire?" And I'm like, and that was the half lockout year, and I'm like, I don't know, what do you got for me? He's like, "You want to do player development?" And I'm like, and back then that was 11 years ago. I'm like, what's player development? And so I got in. Basically, I did player development for the last probably 4 years of my career. Signed a 2-year deal, developed the next fourth line center to take my job, and then move on went from Nashville, then went to San Jose, and then eventually in St. Louis. So basically, that's what I did. That's how I lasted in the NHL. Like, I think I was 38 years old as a fourth line checker, face off, penalty killer. So it was a really easy segue for me to get into it. So basically just be yourself. Like, talk to the kids. It's not even just about hockey. It's about life. It's about anxiety and pressure. And I was the only one doing it. A lot of teams only had one guy. Now I have like a staff of them. I have Rob Scuderi that runs our defense, Nathan Gerby that does our forwards, and Mark Borowicki that does, which is new, is he does our pro side of things. So he has I think every single one of those guys have a fantastic story of how, like, Rob Scuderi's 2-time Stanley Cup winner, Nathan Gerby's 5'7", just a spark plug that played a long time in the NHL, and Boro, you guys know Boro, and he wears his heart in his sleeve, and he's been fantastic. So it's helped me a lot because it's not all on me. It's talking to those guys and having those guys have the relationship with the kids. But yeah, it's just getting out there and having communication and actually just let them know that you care about them. Like, this is when you're part of our organization, you have all the resources, and use them and use us. Like, we have, between all our call ups and send downs and playing 7 years in the minors, and through all the injuries, like, I think we've all kind of touched a little bit of all that. So lean on us. So it's just building relationships. That's it. It's, seeing their parents after games in the college rinks and building a relationship with them. So when we are going to sign them, like, we have that relationship with the whole family, and we can kind of guide them through the path that we want.
It's funny you mentioned Boro, man. When I think of him, I think of that like interview he did with Eugene Melnick. Remember the owner?
Yes, yeah, I do.
But he was a Warrior player, man. I loved watching him play. Nathan Gerby, his kid's the same age as my kid. We played against them a couple
Mhm.
times, man. He's running that group out there in Detroit. So does he ever tell you, "Hey, sorry, I don't have time to go deal with a prospect today because I got to go coach my kids and we're playing in a tournament this weekend"? And
Oh, he
do you give them time to go be a dad too and like coach his kids, right? Because you've been through all that, Scotty.
absolutely. That's how you get good people. Is you're not micromanaging them. You give them some leeway. They're going to get their work done. But family right now, especially we're all like my kids are like I think we have a really good group because like my kids are 03s, 04s. So those are the kids that are coming into the American Hockey League. So I can relate to those guys. Gerbs is just in it with his kids are super young. Um, Scuds' kids are right in kind of the middle of it, and Borough has a young family. So absolutely, I'm like, if they call say, hey, I got to take the weekend off, I have a showcase in Chicago. I'm like, sure, just do your work, do your video, and they're on it. I don't have to. We have a really good group, and that's part of hiring good people is letting them dictate their schedule. I don't want to be a tyrant and say you got to see 18 games this month. They'll do it, and I think that's then they have a little bit more onus on our organization because I think we treat people right and we give them some time to be a dad, and their families have missed out so much, as you guys know, with the travel of hockey and everything. So that's the important piece. If they're happy at home, then they're going to do a good job for us.
So you've been in the game a long time, and you as a young player dealt with the older guys, and then you got older, and you're dealing with the younger guys. Now you're getting player development and dealing with even younger guys. Like, what's the difference between these kids since the kind of the early days of when you were playing until now? Like, what do you see differently about these kids?
They all want to score goals. There's not too many that want to.
Damn right they do. Yeah.
They, I don't think too many kids watch hockey games. I think they just
Yeah.
watch the highlights.
Yep.
So I think the hockey sense of it, they see all just the goals and they don't see what kind of builds up to the goal. If it's not, even at the simplest of getting the puck out in your offense or in the D zone, a good wall chip, but they don't show that on ESPN or TNT. They see the short side shelf over the shoulder, right? So it's just educating the kids. And when we started, we would never talk to the coach. Now the coach's door is open. It's open dialogue. If you're a healthy scratch, you would probably stay away from the coach. Now they're coming in and asking why. What can I do? Can we sit down and do video? Like I don't know. I can. In my day, I didn't sit down with Daryl Sutter or Torts and go through video. I was like, if I'm a healthy scratch, I know I'm not playing very well.
And we just had Mike Keenan on.
Yeah.
It's like, I go, Mike, you think you could coach in today's NHL and be the saying, well, I'd probably have to change a little bit.
Little bit. Just a little bit.
A little bit.
You probably would have to. But the kids, man, they still want to learn, right? They still want to
Mhm.
learn, but I guess your objective is not to change how they view the game, right? But just, I mean, how do you get them to kind of like see the big picture, not expect the instant gratification? Because that's the way it is for a lot of these kids, right? The patience maybe aren't there. I mean, look how long you played in the American League, Scotty, before you got
Yeah.
that chance to become a full-time regular NHLer.
Well, I think it starts in youth hockey. Like guys are bouncing from team to team or even city to city.
Oh.
Now you look at college, you got the portal. So if you're not happy, if you're not they promise you a first or second PP unit, you're not there. You're leaving to you're going to another college team. And then it goes from, oh, I don't want to play in the American League. I should be in the NHL because Joe Smith in Chicago's in the NHL and I had more points than he did. And I'm in the minors. So I put a little bit on that. I also put a little bit on us. Onus is on management too. Like we want these kids on entry level deals that are in the NHL. So we sometimes push them because their salary's a little bit lower than the big guys, and we're hoping those guys can produce at making 900 grand. So it goes a little bit both ways. We want to pull guys out of college early so they can play. So it's a little bit of it goes around and around, but I wouldn't just put it on the players. I put it like I'll look in the mirror and put it on us as well.
Okay, so it's interesting you say that because you're right. I mean, just our 2008 birth year here in St. Louis, I think we had like 8 or 9 kids like leave, and like they're sprinkled all over the place.
Yeah.
They're prep schools, they're playing here. Some leave just to go to other AAA programs. I mean, if you're leaving to go play junior or even to go to Shattuck, maybe you sometimes, but they're just kind of like making lateral moves because whatever they feel like they're getting now isn't good enough. I had a GM tell me like, he goes, you got to put it this way, like these kids that grew up in like the Toronto area, it's like, you try to get these guys signed. It's, they're playing AAA. There's so many options for these kids. So sometimes they never even get coached hard until they become pros. Because if you do coach them hard, guess what? They're going to leave and go to another option. Teams are always calling and say, hey, come play for us. The college kids, they don't want to coach them too hard because they don't want them to leave, right? And then go sign with the NHL team for the kids who are drafted. So do you find that a lot of kids really have never truly been coached hard or have had people be honest with them in terms of breaking down their game until they get to the pro level?
For sure. And it's not even coaching them hard. It's just maybe accountability is a little bit better, or even just the little details of the nuances of the game. Everybody wants to get up the ice, which that's the game's fast, but it's defense wins, and you can't have all six. I guess you'd want them, but six Roman Yosis, he just doesn't. You have to. It's a puzzle piece, right? You have to have some bookends on the back end. You got to have some guys that grind. Like, it's still hockey, it hasn't changed. You're still building your team. Size matters. Some grit matters. Some guys that aren't on the penalty killers who want to block shots. So you just can't have all the same players. And when you do draft high, it seems like those are all, a lot of those high end draft picks are a lot of the same types of players. Score goals, skill, maybe not so, maybe a little on the smaller side.
I might take 6 Roman Yosis though. Just
I
be
know.
clear. Love watching him play, man.
Oh, he can skate forever. That guy.
Dang.
It's unbelievable.
Man, oh man.
Hey, do you, even though like your focus is on the American League team, I mean, you're there in Nashville, so you're meeting with the NHL guys every single day. Like, being in management, like, what do you know now that you just had no clue as a player in terms of what management goes through, how they live and die through the wins and losses, and just like you mentioned it, every day it's like something different. Like every day presents a new curveball that maybe you're not expecting.
I think as a player, you're looking down a PVC pipe, right? You're going from game to game, probably coaches as well. I think on the management side, you have a little bit more patience. Like you're looking 3-4 years down the road, trying to build your team. Even when you're signing guys, you're like, hey, if I sign this guy, it's going to box out our first round pick from 2 years ago. Where's he going to slot into that spot? So I think in management, you have to have like a little bit more broad view of where your organization is going, your direction of your organization. So I think that's the biggest thing. I think also on sitting in this chair, how close my name was from the NHL to the American League. Like, it doesn't just takes 2 inches and you move down your magnet on your board. You're like, that's kind of unnerving. When looking here, I'm like, man, I probably was sent down 15 times, but only got sent down that one time. So it's, you got to kind of take the emotion out of it. I guess I'm saying is you got to have some patience, and you got to let these kids develop. You got to let these young guys, sow their oats a little bit in the American League, because you want them to be ready to go to the NHL. Like, I just find that a coach, you bring them up too early, the coach kind of gets the laser beams on him, and they don't want to see him again that year. They'll wait for the next year. So if he's not prepared for that year and he has a sour taste in the mouth, he might not get another chance. So I guess you always can use those overcooked or whatever the terminology is, but you have to be ready to play. You can't fake it in the NHL.
No, Army was just talking about that with
Yeah.
us, man. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
and Larry Plow used to always say, I've seen plenty of players come up too soon, but I've never really
Yep.
seen a player stay down too long. Hey,
Yeah.
but one more thing about before we move on, though, I'm curious, like your time during player development, like you get to know these guys personally, so you get like an emotional attachment to them probably as well, maybe even more so than the GM, right? Because you know these guys. And then all of a sudden you're in meetings and like players are coming up, their names are to be traded or they move on from a prospect that you've been working with for 2 or 3 years. Is that difficult? All of a sudden you grind it out, you put all the work in, and then now they're no longer in your organization.
Yeah, but it's gratifying, because usually if we do move on or trade them, they sometimes do well. So you're still following them,
Yeah.
and it's as you guys know, hockey world's so small. usually they'll circle back. We'll get them back, or we'll play against them, or it's no different than a player, like, so some of your best friends will get traded, and then, you see them in the hallway or before the game or on the ice of pregame skate. So you still have that bond, but yeah, you're proud of those kids that make the step. If they're getting traded or whatever, they're improving, so you just want the best for them. And no, I like some of like Tommy Novak. I've known him for 9 years. Like, that's how long it takes. Sometimes he's like from University of Minnesota to sign an American League deal, to flipping his American League to an entry level, playing in the minors for 3.5 years. Now he's in the NHL. Like, it's really hard to snap your fingers and go right from college to the NHL. You have to have that relationship. And like I said before, sometimes you just got to put your arm around them and give them a squeeze and say, hey, you're doing great. Just keep going.
Hey, does it get frustrating though? Because you're not a big guy. I'm not a big guy for what I had to do too, man. So I get how hardcore it is when you're not the size, but you did it the hard way. Like work ethic, like you're blocking shots with your face. I'm watching your YouTube clips, by the way. Oh my God, you're fighting like everybody.
Psycho.
Well, it's just, I remember playing with you. But like, do you get frustrated with some of these guys now that maybe are big and they got the size and they got the skill, but they just don't have the fuck you, right? I mean, pardon my language, but does that frustrate you at times?
I think they're hard to develop. You have to develop those kids. Like, I think a perfect example for us is Tanner Jeannot. Like, when Tanner came in, overage out of Moose Jaw, we signed him. I think his first year, maybe he's fought once, so you keep nudging him and you keep saying, okay, how are you going to play in the NHL? How do you want to, this is how you're going to, then the next year he fought a few more times. And then we started bringing some guys in to kind of insulate him. We had Matty Olivier, Trennan. I think Tenorti was on the team. And you have a pack mentality. Everybody feels a little bit braver. So you have to have patience with them. And sometimes the light bulb will go off and sometimes it doesn't, but it has changed. But we've, I think our organization's done it seems like we developed a lot of good fourth line players. And but you just gotta keep reiterating their identity. Can't tell them to fight, but just play hard, heavy, and if you run somebody, it's gonna bring somebody in on you, and then you're not fighting a tough guy. You're fighting, a guy who probably never has fought before, but he's jumping in to save a teammate, and then that's when you just rinse them.
And you draw a penalty.
Yeah, you can draw a penalty. Yeah, so it's different. It's there's not many of those guys out there. I think that's why July 1 and trade deadline, everyone's looking for those types of players. Because they're hard to find.
The gritty, go,
not that many. And I say,
life on the line, your body on the line every night kind of guy.
And I say, I use the term psycho. I mean that in all due respect, man. I mean, like I loved watching you play, Scotty, and other players were like, I remember when you came to St. Louis, like when other players were kind of like telling me like stories about you, you know what I'm saying? Like in terms of what the Blues were getting. So you got to take a lot of pride in that, but that's not something that you were probably coached to be like. You had that internally, you had that internal drive to want to compete. And I'm curious, as a player, like you spent such a long time grinding it out in the American League. Like, were you ever comfortable in the NHL? Did you feel like every game you had to like prove that you belonged? Like, I mean, you had to go out there and play well, right? Were you ever comfortable as a player?
No, I never. I think that's why you always want to have that in the back of your mind, that's like, oh no, I better start. If you have a bad game or a bad couple games where you're a dash player, you're easy to flip out. So I think just in my era, like it did teach you to be mean. You had to survive. Like I was 150 pounds in my first year in the American League, and it taught you to be mean. It taught you to carry your stick high. It taught you to, eye gouging in scrums. Like you had to have that little wire that was loose because the guys didn't know what was going to happen. And when I finally made it to the NHL after 7 years in the minors, Brad McCrimmon was my assistant coach in Calgary. And he told me, Scotty, you get suspended once a year, you will have a job in the NHL for a very long time. And I was pretty close to that. I think Coley Campbell and I had many of chats. So it's just, and you see the guys that are even today, they they're always getting a job, and they're getting jobs early in the summer, or they're getting traded at deadline. So it's it was it's a crazy era, but I don't know. That's just kind of my work ethic, and I think that's what I'm doing now. I just put my head down, you just grind, and climb the ladder, and it's been good. It's been a good ride.
You did get that 9-gamer though.
Ooh.
What'd you do? I didn't even get a 9-gamer.
Yaroslav Askarov.
What did you do to him?
Was that a sucker punch?
What'd you do?
No.
What was that?
He saw me coming.
I was gonna say
He for sure saw me coming.
9 games.
9 games.
It's so
Back
excessive.
then,
What?
back
Jeez.
then, 9 games is a lot.
Yeah.
So-
What was your salary at the time? Like, how much money did you
Oh.
lose for 9 games?
So this is a funny story. So my brother flies in. I got family. It's right around Christmas time, and I've been suspended a few times before that. So I was like repeat offender. I was driving the net, spot check kind of back then. Like he can't open me, and I went flying into the post, and then my wires crossed. I just dropped my gloves, and in my mind, he saw me coming, but he didn't want to fight. So then I gave him a good shot inside of the head, and then big melee started. So Coley Campbell called me in, called me. He's like, "Hey, I want you to come to Toronto."
Oh.
So, and this is at Christmas time. I'm like, Coley, I don't want to go to Toronto. Let's just have a hearing. Because you go to Toronto, it's 5+ games. So we just had the hearing right before Christmas. So he gave me 9 games. So I get my paycheck the next 2 weeks. It's $0. I'm like, so I call up. I don't know who to call. So I called the office. I'm like, hey, I thought I got paid on non-game days. And the lady's like, yeah, you got a couple more days on your next paycheck too. So my Christmas paycheck was $0 that I got paid for
Really?
those 2 weeks. Yeah.
0. You're working for free.
I was working for
And he
it was
saw you
investment,
coming.
Andy.
No,
Investment.
I know. It's well
It
spent.
goes to a good cause though.
But they had to like get you off the ice. You were like you wanted to fight the entire bench, right? So like, when do you calm down on that mat? Like when we can't see you, when the cameras are no longer on you,
so
you're down
funny.
the runway, you're in the dressing room. Can you flip a switch pretty quickly and calm down, or are you taking that with you for? It takes a while.
No, I calm down. Yeah, usually if I see Christy, she looks at me, shakes her head. She's like, "What are you doing?" It's not like I go home and punch holes in the drywall or anything like that. Like I calm down. It's all, I don't know. That's just, you know what? It got me in trouble lots, and also got me to play in the NHL a long time, or even just play. Like I was 11th round draft pick, so it got me in the, foot in the door, even just to play in the American League. I was 5'0" and back in those days, so
Dude.
you had to have a couple screws loose.
One of my favorite fights that you got in, though, because you just mentioned your size, and there's a ton of them.
There's
I
a
mean,
lot.
I made the mistake of like typing in Scotty Nichol on YouTube today.
Oh, I was
I'm
cruising
like, I ain't
along.
got 15 hours to go through all these fights, but I wanted to watch all of them. I mean, there's so many in there. But when you fought Joe Thornton off the face,
Did you hear the commentary? They
I mean,
chirped you, and I didn't like
you
it.
threw his ass down. Oh no, I didn't hear the commentary.
Oh, do you know what I'm talking about, Scotty? What they said?
What'd they say?
I was just
What
trying to
did
bring up.
you do to him off the face-off? Did you get him with your stick between the legs or something? Like what? Because he got upset, and then you kind of slashed him, and then whatever. Then it just turned into a fight. What happened?
It was a little bit of like old school chopping at it. Like we were chopping at each other.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I wanted to win the face off. Jumbo's competitive. He wanted to win the face off. And then it's been a while ago since I've seen it, but he chopped me and then I chopped him and we just dropped the gloves and fought him at the, behind the net. So
I love
and
watching
then-
you swing, man. When you're
Here's-
swinging.
I love it, dude. But then the commentary, who was that? He goes, "This is like watching a midget fighting
No way.
a basketball player or something."
Is that what he said?
Yeah, that's why you gotta listen. You gotta listen to the commentary.
I know.
I didn't like that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
write an email.
And then
to
he
him.
became your teammate, man. I'm sure you guys became
Yeah, that
buddies
was
because everybody
hilarious,
loves Jumbo, you know?
guess what? Because I don't know, because of that, I signed in San Jose the next
Did
2
you?
years,
Yep.
right? So
Funny how that worked.
That's how players need to think,
he
man.
got mad-
Everybody's watching.
I'll tell you this, and I hate it. I always hate if Andy's mad at me, I'm depressed. If my wife's mad at me, I'm depressed. If my dad, depressed. If my teammates were mad at me, which I really didn't get, like I was always pretty good. Maybe when I was young, I get it. I get down. There's one time in practice, I don't know what the hell happened, and it's still embedded in my mind that we're kind of you were mixing it up with somebody. I was on the other team. We're doing like a 5-on-5, and you're mixing up. And I went over there and I grabbed you from behind like an asshole, horse collared you, and ripped you down like this. You didn't even know, and you got so mad at me. And I felt bad for fucking months. Just so you know, it's a gutless thing, man, and I have to apologize for that, dude. So this is a gutless thing to do. Like, let me go battle who I'm battling with. You don't need to come in and give me a goddamn horse collar. I think you whacked me, threatened to fight. I'm like, oh, God, I'm so sorry. So I apologize for that.
Well, I appreciate that. That was stressful time, Jens. That was a lockout year. Remember that half lockout year?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we were at Chesterfield, and between Jamie Langenburn or myself, we were the equipment guys too, because our kids were playing. So we'd skate in the morning, do the laundry, and then we'd go at night because the kids were practicing, and then put it in the dryer and then hang the room up and all that stuff. So I think it was Andy McDonald and I kind of got into it a little bit. And then and we were on the same team, and Cam was you were with Jersey, I think, at the time, maybe.
Yeah.
So then he came in, horse collared me, and I was like, "You're not even on our, like, get out of here." So yeah, that's how it all
Pretty
kind
Oh,
of
so it
played
wasn't
out.
even an NHL practice.
No,
this is
I
like
guess-
this is a lockout.
I
skate.
thought it wasn't. That was a
Because
lockout
I used to
skate?
come out and watch you guys
Oh,
skate in the
Jesus.
mornings and like just to
Yeah, my bad
try to
on
get
that.
some scoops and talk to the
No
boys
wonder I
in the
still-
morning. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, no, it's not.
You and Andy
And
Mack, you were tight though, weren't you?
Yeah, I liked Andy. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
he's
just because it was,
Yeah.
you can only
competitive.
practice so
Yeah.
much and whatever. And you know what? It's a funny story. I had no idea who was there, but we traded for Luke Cunnin, and Luke Cunnin was in Nashville, and he was like, "Do you remember when you almost fought Cam Jansen?" I'm like, "You were there?" And he was a young kid. I think him and maybe Matthew would have been
Keller, maybe.
there skating with us.
U.S.
Yeah.
program, maybe. What
Yeah.
year? This is 2012, 2013.
We took care of those
so
guys, man.
They were
Yeah.
probably like 15 years old then.
And he was
Yeah.
like, "You're crazy. I wasn't gonna fight that guy, but my stick would have." But
Yeah,
it
I
was pretty
deserved
funny.
it. We took care of all those kids, man. We skated with those kids at a young age, but I remember skating at a young age with the Blues too. So it's like reciprocal, man, in this town.
Mhm.
So it's pretty cool. Those guys were really young. And I think
Yeah.
we'd look at each other at times and be like, what the fuck did they just do to us? Put it between my leg. I'm like tripping over, falling, toe picking. My God.
Yeah.
They're dominating now, man.
Hey,
Love it.
so when you're young, coming up, like you put up great numbers in junior playing for Portland. Like, did you have to adjust your game? I mean, did you think at that time, hey, listen, I'm good enough to play in the NHL. I'm going to be able to play in the NHL. Like, why do you think it took you so long to convince whoever that you belong, that you had to grind it out as long as you did in the minors and still play 700 games in the league?
Well, I scored 40 goals my last year junior.
Like 90 plus points, yeah, something.
Yeah, but I'm 5'9". I'm not gonna score that many goals in the NHL, and so you have to adapt. And I changed my style. I was always gritty and did all those things, but I wasn't gonna score when my first year in the American League was a huge eye opener. Like there's like legit players, because that was, I want to say, my first that was another half lockout. I went through 3 lockouts in my day, so that was the first lockout. So we had Jason Daw, Matthew Barnaby, we had all the bubble guys from Buffalo in the American League, and then at that time I think you only dressed 10 forwards. You do whatever 9 forwards, and your 10th was like Kevin McClellan. Like a big tough guy. So to stay in the lineup, I had to do something that, I wasn't going to score goals. So do something that would keep me in there. And I just kind of morphed into that role of, energy, killing penalties, could produce a little bit, I did earlier, but you're just trying to manage the puck and manage your game.
I feel like, and then probably if you look at the stats and you look up whatever the numbers, that I'm wrong on this, but the early 2000s and stuff like that, I feel like the guys were gigantic. Are they a lot bigger now? Do you notice that when you're walking around? I mean, we could probably crunch the numbers, but I just feel like the guys were huge back then. But people say the guys are bigger and faster. I understand being faster, but are they bigger now?
They're a lot taller, I find.
Okay.
They're 6'3", 6'4", but back then they're like 220, 230. I think the kids now are a lot leaner. Hey, they don't, because they wanted speed. So even the older guys that are, in the NHL, I don't think they lift a whole lot. It's all like speed driven bands and stuff like that. So your body composition has really changed. Like the tough guys were tough. Like they're thick. They're like you, Cam. Like they were thick and they also were big, but now they're tall and lanky and length and stick on puck and cut across their arms is not, and you got to be able to skate.
Yeah. I see that at the draft. They're all 6'2" and above.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're all tall at 18. Like it's amazing how big these guys are. Hey, who was the first coach or who do you credit with helping you get to the NHL? Like once you turn pro, like who believed in you?
I'd probably say Brent Peterson. Brent Peterson is my coach in Portland.
Yeah.
Played in the NHL a long time. Played for Buffalo and Vancouver. He kind of, because I came from midget AAA to WHL. Like I had no idea how to win a face-off or take pride in the penalty kill, all that. So I would say he was a huge part of me finding a role, not even just to play in junior hockey. Like you talked about it before, where sometimes they're just opening the gate because they don't want to lose the kids. Like he was hard, and he prepared us to make the next step to the NHL. Like we had Adam Deadmarsh was on our team, Jason Weimer was on our team, Cale Hulse was on our team. Like guys that would moved on. Dave Scatchert was a young kid at 16 with us. Brad Isbister was a young kid. Like I give Petey a lot of credit for. He put aside. He was still a really good coach and did well in junior, but he actually put us in like little buckets of, okay, if you're going to play in the NHL or in the American League, we're going to prepare you for pro hockey. And then I had a lot of really good coaches. I was really lucky to have good coaches. They're the hard coaches. I had Daryl Sutter, Brian Sutter, Torts, Todd McCullen, Trotzy, Hitch at the end. Like I had some really good coaches. Like so, I was very thankful for that.
Where'd you have Torts?
I had him in Rochester.
Oh, wow! Was he Torts back then too?
Oh, you guys have no idea. No idea. So Torts he ran his own show. He didn't have an assistant coach, so he did everything. He was our head coach, and he ran the forwards and the D. So he did all our video. He ran the. Can you imagine running a prep? Now I look out there. We have 5 coaches on the ice between, our 4 assistant coaches, our goalie coach, our skills coach. Torts ran our practices. That's why we had so many brawls in Rochester. Is like you get fired up and run down, kick over the glass where the 2 benches were, and then he get tossed out of the game, and our equipment guy would be running the bench. So it's he was good though. He was intense, and he has not changed one bit. Like within your inner circle of your players, he would go through a wall with you. But if somebody from that inner circle wasn't in that inner circle, he'd go after them. So he was great. He was. We won a Calder Cup with Torts, and he's done very well for himself.
So what were your practices like? I mean, like the training camp and all that stuff. Just no cameras, no one's evaluating anything. It's just you and him and a lot of time.
Yes, a lot of skating. Oh, back then there was no 3-hour rule.
Yeah.
So you come in the morning and you have a 2-hour practice. You had just enough time to grab a sandwich and maybe lay down for a half hour, and you're back playing. And then back then you had probably had 6 inter squad scrimmages during that week. So you beat the crap out of everybody. And then finally you got to go play, Toronto or whatever. But by then your hands look like ground beef, and you're fighting. Now you're in real exhibition games. So it has changed for the better.
Yeah.
But it's those testings like the VO2 on the treadmill and the Wingate on the bike. And it was a lot.
Are you familiar with Brian Sutter when you play for him? Like, did you know who this guy was as a player, man, who was not very big in reality? I mean, and would literally maybe one of the most underrated captains in the history of the game. Probably the best captain the Blues have ever had, to be honest with you. He was incredible leader, man, and he had so much passion, and he would stick up for his teammates. Just growing up watching him play, I was a little I was young, but I
Yeah.
remember watching him play, man. This guy was
The legend
he
here.
was just different. What did you know about him when you played for him? I feel like he would love you, man.
I liked him. He was dealt a tough hand in Chicago. We didn't have a
Yeah.
very good team,
Right.
so you could see the frustration all over his face. But he got us to compete hard, and I really liked him. Like, he loved guys who were gritty and would fight and kill penalty block shots. And he was, we just didn't have, I think we lost Zamnoff early in the year. Traded Steve Sullivan, Jocelyn Thibault got hurt, Eric Daze got hurt. We had probably the most, what do we have, 4 or 5 goalies that had white masks. So that's not a good sign when you had a white mask goalie back then. So, but no, he was intense, and you knew exactly what you're going to get. I'd come into the United Center at 8 in the morning. I was usually the earliest guy, and he'd meet you right at the door at 8 in the morning, and you're just kind of like getting the sleep out of your eyes. And he's like, "Are you ready to go tonight?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Were he and Daryl? Were there similarities between the two, or are they completely different?
I think they're completely different. Yeah. Daryl was, I don't know if it was just where I was in my career. Like, I finally made it to the NHL. I was in Calgary. I was on a 2-way deal for 2 years when I was in Calgary. So I was just trying to survive and trying to make it and do whatever I could. And there was hard. There, like, we do the horseshoe, and I think I would go down, you know, skate down the ice, and I'd look over, and he'd be looking at me. I think the puck would pop over my stick like 5 feet, and I'd be bouncing. But he made me nervous. But you would go through a wall for that guy. He had just a special way about himself that he was hard on you, but you would be like, and he just put his like hand on your shoulder, and you'd be like, "What do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go?" Like, it's just, I don't know, maybe it was just me, but he taught me a lot too. Like, I take a little bits and pieces from all our coaches, but he, just the detail of 50-50 puck battles, like, you had to win. That you cannot let a puck go by you on the wall. And you knew it. He just, all those little nuances of the game that makes him a successful coach.
I know you had a lot of just like little battles throughout games throughout your career, man. Like, you're always in a mix. You're whacking guys. You're doing this. Guys are trying to, bully you around a little bit. Like, who really pissed you off? I mean, I watching all these highlights and stuff like that, and I saw that Maxime Leperrier literally run you from
Oh
behind.
my God, he got
Ru-
4 or 5 games for that.
Oh my, dude, you popped up. I'm like, he's
Yeah.
dead. I'm
Your
like, he's
shoulder
dead.
looked mangled when you were like going after him.
He
though.
drive you nuts. He drove a lot of people nuts.
Yeah, that was a tough one. That was the weirdest. Like, going in, I was going in at top speed. I think I had a breakaway,
Yeah.
and then the puck hit the post, so I went to like try and hit the puck like this, and then I got smoke from behind. I had to react from basically the goal line to the boards, and it was the weirdest. It was almost like it was slow motion. I was like, okay, I need to roll, because I would have went like head first, like, because I was going so fast. So I kind of rolled and popped my shoulder out, and then that's when my wires crossed. I didn't know who did it, so I was like just trying to go after anybody. I had one shoulder, but yeah, that was live by the sword, die by the sword.
get you.
That's the way it goes.
I
you know?
get you.
Yeah,
Dude.
exactly.
I get you, dude.
And I like Maxim too, man. He played here
Yeah.
for a couple years and got to know him a little bit. He was a really good guy when he played here.
We're
But
all good guys.
but everyone kind of like everyone has a reputation. It's like Steve
Yeah.
Ott, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand Steve Ott when he was playing. I remember like in a preseason game they came in with Dallas and he was like trying to fight like a goalie that was in a preseason, like a no-name goalie. Like the plays at the other end, he's coming out of and he's like literally trying to fight the goalie. I'm like, this guy's like out of control. And then he's one of my favorite people ever.
Yeah.
He comes here and obviously was a great part of the Blues, and now he's still here. So everyone, you just got to do what you got to do. Like you had to do it, what you had to do to stay in the league, and a lot of these other guys have the same mentality. When Jeff Skinner kicked you, did that even like injure you at all, or no? It looked like it got you in the pants.
Yeah, I didn't even really know he kicked me, and then he got suspended the next day. We just kind of got tangled up a little bit, but I'll take that trade off.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For me, for him, that's the way it goes. But I just can't imagine with the social media now, like we could get away with that before. But even just for my kids, like they're in that going to school and seeing all this nonsense of what his dad's doing on the ice. And so it's not easy. These kids it's hard to hide and hard to get away from if you have a good game, bad game, or, so probably a good thing we didn't have that.
What about, what's the worst injury you ever had?
I had a lot. I had, I had a tough run. I played the 3 years in Rochester, and then I think my 4th year, I blew my ACL out. No, sorry, I separated my shoulder, so I had labrum surgery. I think then my 4th year, I had ACL surgery. 5th year, another ACL surgery. So I had back-to-back ACL surgeries on 2 different knees. And then I signed a contract in Detroit in the IHL just to kind of change up my luck. And then I finished that whole year without any injuries. And then I had both my shoulders done, 2 ACLs, broke both my feet, couple screws in my thumb, lots of concussions.
You good now?
Yeah. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Kansas, the job's good because you have to know all the NHL players, all the American League players, keeps you sharp every day. You're reading a bunch, you're doing college stuff, you're writing reports. So keeps the brain going. So been good. Yeah.
Are you watching hockey every night, like all games?
I don't just sit and watch one. I'm sure I'm like you guys. You kind of bounce around from team to team, but even when we played, hockey's always on the TV. Like you're having family dinner, usually some kind of hockey games on TV. But it seems like every game, if I'm not live at a game, there's hockey on TV. And then if you're looking to trade somebody or looking at a player, if there's you're watching their shifts and their clips, and it's a lot of hockey.
What if it's a Sunday and you just want to watch a football game? If you were into football, could you sit down and watch a football game?
Yeah,
you could.
This Sunday was a good Sunday.
Well, you're still on your phone.
You're like, Rochester's playing Abbotsford. I need to. They're
losing by 50.
I need to watch that game. Hey, it was a big story this offseason. The goalie Askarov.
Mm-hmm.
Like, were you surprised it got as much attention? I mean, maybe he's going to be that good, I guess, right, in terms of his potential. But it was just like a massive story, So sometimes you got to move on from good players, especially if you lock up your current goaltender. Was that a tough one or no?
Yeah, I can see where it was tough because we put a lot of time into Askey, and he's a great kid, good personality. He's going to be he's got fantastic ability. Like he's big, he's explosive, handles a puck real well, and he's 22 years old. Like he hasn't, even when we draft him, he didn't play a whole lot because in Russia he only played like 6 or 7 games in Russia because they knew he was leaving. And then he played for us the last couple of years in Milwaukee and did really well. We had him and Devin Cooley as tandem, and then Askey and Grosnick as a tandem last year. So it helped him grow. And but he's a good talent. And when he saw Saros get signed to that long-term deal, and he didn't see a path for him, we saw a path for him, probably more shorter term than longer. But we're move on. We got a really good centerman in Edstrom. He's playing in the Swedish league right now. He's a first-round pick of Vegas. We got another first-round pick on top of that for Askey, and then we got Magnus Krona, who's he's won a national championship with Denver. His first year was last year as a goalie. He kind of got thrown to the wolves. He had a tough, as every first year pro, he had a tough year. But yeah, we're really excited about him. He's playing well for us in Milwaukee. So we got a lot of good pieces for Askey, but time will tell, and he'll do great. Sometimes you just gotta, we're excited. We got 3 first-round picks and a couple seconds next year.
Wow.
Are you excited about the 4 nations coming up here, or are you like, let's go ahead and get this over with no injuries? I don't know how many guys you got.
I feel like it's
I'm just asking.
I mean, it's almost it'll be fun. The fans will get into it. Only for 4 countries, which means a lot of great players won't be participating. But I would just hate to be a GM or a coach and lose a player in a tournament like that. That's not the Olympics or the World Cup. But
yeah, Well, didn't that happen to Tavares?
Yeah,
Yeah,
remember that.
those guys are hard to. You can't replace them. That's the thing, So it's as a fan, I'm excited.
Sure.
As manager, you're little like maybe don't go first on the puck there.
Yeah.
Don't pick our guy.
Yeah,
He's
don't pick
busy
our
that
guy. He's
weekend.
busy.
Hey, I know you're not the GM of the big club, but you're around the team all the time. You're assistant GM. So I want to ask you a couple questions. So, like when you bring in all these new faces, I mean, legendary names like a Stamkos, and then obviously Marchessault, who's won a Conn Smythe and scored 40 last year, and trying to like create that instant chemistry with all these different guys. Is that proving to be easier said than done? Did you expect it to be a little bit of a struggle? Not a struggle, but like take some time for, Ryan O'Reilly's been there for a little bit, not too long, but trying to get all these different guys to be able to mesh with one another. It's not easy, is it?
No, as you can tell, it's not. What we liked about it was we signed Stamkos, where nobody really got their your cheese moved. Like where Stammer's on the power play, that's on the power play. We have Forsberg coming down the other side off, coming downhill. Marshy kind of fits in right in that spot and as a bumper, and that's what we liked. It wasn't like we had we're gonna have to move Forsberg to the second line because Stamkos is going to be there. They all kind of for us, they all kind of fit in those kind of pieces, but
Yeah.
and then going forward with it, we have a lot of good young prospects coming in. Instead of just having a solid top six, then our thought was you could go to a top nine, and instead of putting all the young kids on one line, now they can play with a Stamkos or a Forsberg or if a Luke Evangelista's coming. So that was our thought process going into it, and it is going to take some. It's not fantasy hockey. It looks great on a sheet of paper, but now they gotta gel, they gotta work. You gotta put your work ahead of skill, and it'll start coming. I don't know, I'm not saying it's bad luck, but like our shooting percentage is 5%, where the league average is 11. So it's just like little things like that. Brady Shea was a big signing for us as well, where we put him on with Roman Yossi, and then we have him with Shen. He's kind of bouncing around too. So we just gotta. So it helps when you win. You can kind of solidify it a little bit better, but they'll be fine. Those guys are all proven winners and character guys, and so
Just
we'll
don't
be
let
all
them.
right.
Don't let them go to Vegas, and then they'll turn it around. Okay, cancel the Vegas trip to the Sphere. And it is fantasy hockey, Scotty. Don't tell us that.
Yeah.
We want to believe it is.
Yeah. We like that team.
Anybody can do it.
Fun to watch, man.
I know. Hey, I always thought you'd go into coaching. You never thought about it?
I had a chance to, yeah, and that's the beauty of player development is you can go to the management side, you could stay on the coaching side. In my first year here, I was on the bench a little bit. Our assistant coach had some family stuff going on, so Trotsky brought me on the bench. I ran the penalty kill a little bit. Had that opportunity to do that. It was tough. I was torn. I just thought a little bit more stability in management.
Yeah.
I was tired of kind of bouncing around. We moved a lot, and I would have loved it either. If I went that direction, I would have been all in and would have loved it. I've really enjoyed it here. I like still go down. I just think the new GMs, like the newer GMs, like you're a partnership now. Like Trotsy's in the room. You have Craig Conroy. You have all these guys they don't change. They still like they go to the dressing room. They're not in the meetings, but they're around the players. Like when we would never see the GM. GM would sit up in the office, and we would never see him. So I like how there's more connection with the players. So.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy that. I like being around the guys, being around the dress room, and doing all the things, and just keep grinding away.
Yeah,
when we had Barry Trotz on, and I had kind of heard like maybe there was like a possibility of him going into management, but I kind of like randomly asked him, "Would you ever want to be a GM?" And he was like, "Yeah, maybe." I mean, and then like a few months later, he gets named the general manager. Like, could you see this becoming a trend in hockey with long-term successful head coaches jumping into management? Like, do Do you think it's that big of an adjustment for these guys who are hockey lifers?
Well, I think the communication with the GM and the head coach now, you're almost one. Like you talk 3 times a day. So I could totally see it. Why not? He's been behind the bench, like just sitting with Trotsy, and like at heart, he's still a coach. He doesn't sit down during the game. He stands up like he's standing behind the bench. Like he's looking at systems. He's looking at where guys goes. He knows all the players in the league. It's just on the other side of it. The other side of the fence is it's a lot. Like he's dealing with the owners. He's board of governors meetings. Like it's a lot to be. It's not even as a GM. It's not even just making trades or building a team. It's like he's got all the scouts on. He's amateur. He's got to keep tabs on the amateur guys. The pro scouts. He has to negotiate all the contracts within the organization. Like it's a lot of stuff that you don't realize how much is on your plate. So I think that's the hard. I would think that's the hard part from being a coach to get into management. It's a year-round job. It's not like the season's over and then you can go to your house in the summer. Like we're here all summer long. Just going through everything. Seems like
Not paying those state taxes.
Yeah.
helps.
I mean, is there how much of an advantage? And you've been great, man.
Yeah.
One or two more things. How much of an advantage is that, you think, for teams like Nashville and Florida, obviously Tampa and Vegas and Dallas? I think these teams. Is there a real advantage that you have over the rest of the league? And do you think the league is going to try to put their foot down to try to level the playing field, or do you feel like it is level anyway? You don't need to.
Yeah, I think it's for sure an advantage for the non-tax teams. But you look at the teams; they're really competitive, and they're great places to live. Weather's fantastic, so there's a lot like cost of living, raising your family. So even take the taxes out of it, it's still a huge advantage to those teams. Away from the tax, you add that into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit of a bonus, but I'm proud of our organization, our culture, because it's like free agency teams want to come to our organization. Like we don't. It'd be hard to build a team if it's hard to get free agents. And right now, I think just the way we treat our players and the families and how we go about doing things, our fans are fantastic. We're sold out all the time. It's a great city to raise your family. Good family morals here. So a lot of good things here.
You know what you do, Scotty, when it's challenging to sign free agents? You just sign them to offer sheets. That's then you get them.
That's an easy thing to do.
Hey, how's your son doing? Where's he playing? You said he's in the North American League.
So he's in Shreveport, Louisiana. He's an 04, so this is last year. He's doing good. He's just right shot, big, stay at home, moves pucks, physical, under the radar. It's not on the score sheet too often, but thinks the game real well. And then my 03 is at the Air Force Academy. He's actually in the prep school because he's kind of the COVID kid that did online school, hockey academies, and he couldn't get his ACT score up high enough. So he's doing the prep school, went through basic training, all that kind of stuff, which was, it's for another day, but he's had some pretty good stories. We couldn't, no phone for 7 weeks, no computer. You could only write him letters.
Wow.
And then he would write you, like he had nothing, he had no idea what was going on. So he's at the prep school getting all his schooling in order, his military stuff in order, and then he'll play for the Air Force Academy next year.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Good for him. What
Really
position
cool.
is he?
He's a center.
Like you?
Yeah. He's good. He's
feisty.
gritty. He's gritty.
Run through
So
a wall?
Yeah.
Protect our country.
Hey, what do you think of the whole CHL, eligibility now for colleges for NCAA hockey?
D3 schools will be really good. That'll be great hockey. It's already good hockey, but now you get some of the junior kids coming into the D1, some of the D1 kids who aren't, playing, and they get in the portal. I think D3 hockey, I think U18 will be better. All of it. I think why not? Let's see how it goes. I think once we get into it and see, you're always excited about it, but there'll probably be some pitfalls through it. But why not? Let's. I think also just thinking out loud, like you have some of those kids like who are too good to go back to junior and they can't play in the American League, or they can't, or they can't, they play 9 games in the NHL, or they can't get to the NHL. Like there's always like 4 or 5 of those kids. Why wouldn't they go to college, play a year against grown men, and then they could come out of college and then they could play in the NHL or the American League next year, instead of being the big dog going back to playing against like 16, 17-year-olds. But it's going to hurt the Canadian hockey because those are their star players. That's where they sell tickets. So it's going to hurt some of the CHL teams.
How's that Matthew Wood doing? Is he at UConn? Is that where he is?
He transferred to Minnesota. He's doing great.
That's right.
Yeah. It's had a good start.
Yeah, the Blues have a guy there too, Snuggerud.
Snuggy. Yep.
So you watch them a good amount or no? Minnesota?
I do. I'm actually there. I think 2 weeks. I'm going to see them play Penn State. We got a little guy, Ethan Fink, on Penn State. So it's good to see two of our prospects that weekend.
Okay, good. Scotty, thanks for doing this, man.
You're the man.
And keep it up.
You got a good thing going.
Exactly.
Thanks,
keep it going.
boys.
And hey, listen, and Nashville's going to turn things around
Hell
too.
yeah.
Go tell Barry we said that.
Yeah.
And so it's only a matter of time. Everybody's going to find their groove.
It's all good.
So
thanks, Scotty. You're the man, dude.
Thanks, boys.
All the best to you.
Appreciate the support. We'll get a win Tuesday.
Yeah.
Damn right. Because of us, of course.
Yeah.
See you, buddy.
Take care.
Thank you.
Right on.
Thanks, Scotty. The Chemistry Podcast is brought to you by Bellman. BEHLMANN. Bellman Automotive. Located where?
Troy,
Missouri. Buick GMC on one side of the street. Right on the other side, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the winter. All right, that was Scotty Nichol, Cam.
He's a good guy, man.
Great guy.
And he looks like a leader. Like he presents himself like just like a GM would. Like I don't know. He has it. And you knew that when you were around him too.
Oh yeah.
You know, he just kind of has that it.
Mm-hmm. Great on face-offs back in the day. Won a lot of face-offs.
Yeah, and he grinded it, man, to get into the NHL big time.
For him to play in the NHL in the era that he played in,
I know,
at his size, and I mean, we had saw plenty of smaller players who played during his era, but they weren't fighting all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. No, he
wasn't like big and thick like Pat Verbeek or one of those guys. You know what I mean?
He was little. Yeah, he was. But he was just like a little ball. They call him a little ball of hate. Who's that? Verbeek?
Yeah.
That was kind of like Scotty Nichol too, man. 100 miles an hour.
Fearless.
Mean, like just on edge. I like it.
Suspensions.
Kind of how guys aren't now, you know. Most guys aren't like that now.
Have you seen any hits?
Yeah, he was fun to watch.
Have you seen any hitting in the 2 games that you've seen so far?
Yeah, I told you, Arbor Jackeye hit some guys. In the Toronto game, Reaver was hitting a couple.
He was.
But on the Blues, yeah, okay. Texier hit a couple guys and Holloway maybe, but not much.
Neighbors
They
will come in and
he gets in there. He certainly gets nothing big, but like enough. You know, they played the Toronto game was just they didn't need to do anything.
Parayko, as a guy who is big and he doesn't fight and kind of has this label that he's soft, but like, you know what? He wins battles in the corner. He defends in front of the net, and he will finish a check, man. He'll rub you off and like throw you into the wall. Like he will do that.
He's strong. He is. Now he will, and so will Falk, actually.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Parayko's not a big open
watching.
ice hitter, but listen, that was a couple of big games for him. He played his 2 best games of the year, 2 of them in Toronto and Montreal. He's been flying up and down the ice, you know. He would love to be on that Canada roster for the 4 Nations.
Yeah, I got to give. Watching Joseph Woll, you know, the other night too. He kind of felt bad for him a little bit. Some of those goals weren't great, I guess.
No,
maybe the neighbors one. I don't know. I don't remember it all, but another St. Louis boy, like he's in a good spot, man. If he can turn it on, like to be a good goalie in that market with those superstars you have he just.
He's got to stay healthy, Kim.
Got to stay healthy, man. I don't know.
He was kind of like shaking his leg out at one point during the game. I thought maybe he tweaked something.
He might be one of those kids that just gets hurt a lot, man. Like he just cannot stick with it. And as a goalie, I get like as a defenseman or forward, you could probably suck a lot of things up and just deal with little injuries. As a goalie, I look at them maybe like they're kind of like a pitcher or something, where if you have a blister, you're gonna be just throwing that thing all over the place. So it's not worth playing. As a goalie, maybe like just like a little tweak somewhere where he can't.
Cam, if I'm a goalie and I feel like my groin is not 100%, and any movement could set you back for months, especially when he's already had that happen. I can't imagine that when you suffer that type of groin injury that he had, that you're ever 100% again, that your groin is ever as strong as it was prior to going down with the injury. There's just no way.
Yeah, no, it's and not to mention you can't.
Your body's not meant to do those movements all the time. You know what I mean?
No. So, you could hide it. With an injury like that, maybe you could hide it as a defenseman.
Sure.
But as a goalie, they're going back. On a power play, you're trying to go post to post.
Dude, you'll probably
lit up by a Christmas tree.
How is it not in the back of your head that it could just snap at any moment?
Oh, yeah, I know.
So we wish Joseph Woll the best in Toronto. Stolarz has had a good start to the season too, so he's kind of taken over as the number one guy. We'll see how that continues in Toronto. All right, listen, Scotty Nichol was great. Cam was late, cool. And so we're doing this a little later. So I don't know. Let's give an update and see what's going on. Let's see if Stamkos has scored or something just before we get out of here, Cam.
Yeah, that's fine. I can't look at my phone, Andy.
The Panthers are up 2-0 right now. Reinhardt's got his 7th.
Wow.
The Blue Jackets up 3-0 on the Oilers. I told you the Blue Jackets are like one of my favorite teams in the league right now.
Oh, good.
I'm just pulling for him. Monahan's got his 4th goal of the season.
Well, I plan on going downstairs and watch it right now, right when I get done with you. Okay, I know this is a weird one, guys. All y'all out there, like this Monday, we'll be back, but there might be a couple in the next 6 months that I might be on the road like this. We'll get used to everything. If this looks like shit, then my bad. The light doesn't work. I don't know why. It just doesn't work. I don't feel like calling down to get that fixed. It is what it is.
The Lightning are up 1-0 on Nashville.
Well, I know. Okay.
Late in the first.
Okay.
And so that's all we really have.
People aren't going to care tomorrow, though. It's Tuesday. They're going to know the score.
Well, I just wanted to see
updates about that. Right now it's so dumb.
I wanted to see if Stamkos had scored.
Nope.
That's all I was looking at.
And he's giving updates, and you guys are getting this coming out tomorrow.
Like it's live. Like we're live right now. We should do it live. People are asking if we would do a Q&A and stuff like that. I said we would do that. So
I said I think you're right on that. We'll do that. I don't know how to. Maybe we could do a stream one night, and I don't know.
firstforum.com/Cam and Strick. Use our link and use it today, and get your life on track, man. Don't wait till the new year to say I'm going to get in shape. Do it now.
Do it now, baby.
firstforum.com/Cam and Strick.
I'm losing weight on this trip, believe it or not.
Well,
feel pretty good.
Come back ready to go. Well, hopefully you got energy when you come back. Because I've got work for you to do when you come back.
I'm coming back. I'll be back Friday at midnight.
Yeah.
So Friday, I'm just going.
We'll be on opposite
baby.
schedules, and then you'll be back, and then I'll be working every night, and it'll be like this is not. We're trying to find a way to get in sync here.
Well, it is what it is, man.
They got a 5-game homestand coming up.
It still has something to do with the Blues. What we're both doing. It's interesting. You're around hockey people.
That's true.
So it probably helps out a little bit, man. Talking to these guys every single day. It's nice. I do, honestly, and not in a weird, I do wish that you were here. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I know. One day, it'll line up.
I think we would do some cool things. I don't know what they let,
Yeah, it'll line up one day.
Yeah, something like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is nice though, being able to take care of family shit and whatever, and getting to play kids' games and practices, and it's great.
I know. If I had 3 kids, man, I would. That's
it's
tough.
like Joey Vitale. That's why you're not why you're there. He's got 5 kids, man. It's tough to travel.
Well, there's people that travel that have kids too.
I know.
Like Matthew DeFranks, I'll give him a little shout out, man.
It's my
right for the Postal Stat. Yeah, he's the nicest guy.
He's got no kids.
His wife's home. She's pregnant.
Yeah, but no kids though.
So
I mean, I thought you were going to say somebody that has 4 kids or something,
Well, yeah, I mean, there's that too.
Yeah.
Some of them are older.
Yeah. Illinois Recovery Center, give them a call today. Reach out. We can get you in touch with Chrissy and Eric, man. It's never too late for a new beginning, man. This is the time of year, and everyone knows somebody out there that's suffering right now. Maybe you're suffering. and you don't think there's any help that's out there, but there is, man. We've had a lot of our listeners who have reached out to IRC and some who have traveled from out of town to come get help, and they're doing great now, Cam.
No, they are. But yeah, so sometimes you can't do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes you dig a little too deep.
Yes.
To where it's better off to just get help and regroup, flush it all out.
Yeah.
And your mind, everything, just to get the demon away.
Yeah.
That's a real life demon too. That kind of stuff.
All right, hat launch. Well. So IRC, Illinois Recovery. So I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, Jesus. Swansea, Illinois. What's wrong with you?
My mind was wandering. Reach out, IRC, baby. Chrissy, Eric, and everybody, all the great people out there.
Love all y'all.
Hat launch, baby. Get yourself a new hat, man. Reach out to them, hatlaunch.com.
Check out our commercial.
We got to get back out there, Cam. Yeah, check
Pretty
out our
funny.
commercial that's out there.
Yeah, it's on our Cam Strick Insta account.
Yes.
Just type that bad boy in. Look at that. It's pretty funny.
And follow us.
And what'd you say? Well, hide the women and children. So funny. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff for sure. Hatlaunch.com, baby. Shilly plastering. Hey, turn your backyard into an absolute oasis. People will want to come hang out with you. You'll instantly have friends, lots of friends.
Yeah, well, Andy, I'd say like you get that bad boy to get away from people and use your own thing.
That's true.
I don't want you do that for yourself. Well,
they're gonna be showing up at your house, though. I'm telling you.
No, I know, but you're gonna have to just say no sometimes if you want privacy.
Cam, the Panthers are up 2-0 on the Sabres right now. Just
Andy, that's stupid. That's a stupid thing to do. It is.
Chili plastering, turn your backyard into an absolute oasis. Proper cannabis, use our promo code CAMANSTRICT20. It's going to save you 20%, baby.
Oh, yeah. They're everywhere.
Great stocking stuffers, too.
Watch that Halloween candy. I brought some here, too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Halloween should be one night. They got too many things going on for Halloween. Too much candy.
Way too much.
Hey, bench clearers, baby. I'm wearing my Halloween orange. Is the orange growing on you, by the way, that Anaheim is wearing?
Yeah, I do like it.
I love it, too.
I do. And people are commenting on that when we had it hanging up where the
Did you like the video that I put on my story the other day, hanging out by the fire? That was kind of part of the commercial that we recently did. But
yeah,
I decided just to put it on the story, give them a shout out, give them some love.
What's the weather there, by the way?
Yeah, it's brisk. It's nice.
Yeah, it's not bad
clear
here.
Skies. Feels like fall. Not too cold, not too hot.
This is going to be in Ottawa. In about 2 months, it'll be really, really cold. Really cool.
So check it out, benchclearers.com. Use our promo code CAMANSTRICT, baby.
Yeah.
Get a little discount on there. Sparks, don't go see Seth. SparksHockey.com, man. Save your tournament, save your season, get your skate sharpening. Take it into your own hands, baby. And don't trust anybody else. Not the guy at the hockey shop who just applied for the job, who's got no background, has no idea what he's doing. Completely will screw up your tournament. Don't do that. So don't go see Seth. Get yourself a Spark. SparksHockey.com. Blue Note Roofing. David Novak, baby. Ready to take care of you. One of the best people you'll ever meet. He'll talk hockey with you as well. 314-920-5713. 314-920-5713. I want to give my mom a shout out, by the way, Cam. Today's her 75th birthday.
God dang D-dog. Oh, tell her happy birthday. What are you going to do? You going to go over there?
Friday night, my two brothers are coming in town, and we're having a surprise party.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
She won't.
Are you going to cook for her?
Possibly. I don't know what we're going to do.
Take her somewhere.
I know, but the kids and everything, it's like, do I take all the kids with? Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure that out. I may just have may have it catered in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So happy birthday. 75, man. That's a
damn
birthday.
Good for her.
Yeah. Yeah. Cam, at Bellman, you get no.
Swinging dicks. Told you that a million times. Nothing. None.
But you do get flavored water and sushi, so ask about that. Buick GMC on one side of the street, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the other side. Say hi to Danny Boy.
Hey, Danny. How you doing?
And Kyle?
I want that. Kyle, who?
Kenny.
Kyle.
Say hi to Kenny.
Kenny. What's up, buddy? How you guys doing? Troy, Missouri.
Dale.
Is that Dale?
Get back to work.
Get back to work, Dale. Love you guys out there in Troy, Missouri.
All right, listen,
want
have a
that
safe trip
wagon
back.
here.
You got 2 more games to go, and I expect buy me something. I don't
I'm
know what it's going to
starving.
be. Buy Ty something, and we'll see what you come back with, okay?
I'm gonna talk to Brady tomorrow in the locker room.
Hell yeah.
They'll be. Are they playing tonight? If they're playing tonight, maybe they won't have a pregame skate. I don't know.
I think they played in Colorado last night.
Oh, okay.
And so that's a long travel to
Yeah,
play in
they'll skate in the morning,
Colorado.
man. Yeah. Oh,
And
last
then
night?
travel back to Ottawa for a game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's
All
not
right.
easy.
We'll see.
All right, dude.
I'll keep you updated, man.
All right. Listen, subscribe, follow us on all our social media channels and everything else.
Check out us YouTube and all of our stuff. You know, we have Facebook to Twitter to Instagram.
Facebook,
Andy has accounts, the Cam Strick account.
Yeah.
Follow us, message us, whatever. We'll get back to you. Pretty good at that.
All right, homie.
All right,
Say hi to everybody out there.
Yeah, they're down. Yeah, they're down at the bar right now. I'm gonna go get some food. I'm starving. See you, dude.
See you.
All right, bye.